first ever Polaris Squads champions, Team UK and Ireland.
Look, everybody's really skilled on both our team and their team, and it's just about not making any mistakes.
And like I said, I'm looking for redemption. We're going there and we have a mission, and we're going to make sure that we complete that mission.
Yes, hello and welcome to Polaris Squads 3 live and exclusive on UFC Fight Pass from Southampton here on the south coast of England. We've got a cracking evening of grappling action for you. My name is Josh Palmer, joined matside tonight by Tom Barlow and Dan Hardy, and boy have we got an event for you. This is the third installment of our popular 8-man squads format, and it is an awful lot of fun. Now, if you're not familiar with the squads format, there's a few things you should consider, and I'm going to joined here by Dan and Tom to help take you through a few of those. First thing I'd like you to think about is they are 5-minute matches. The winner stays on, it's submission only, and if there's no submission, both fighters leave the mat, which, Tom, that makes a lot of interesting matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. 10-minute matches, 20-minute matches, you tend to go a little bit slower, a little bit more tactical. With 5 minutes, you have to be fast-paced, particularly if you want to get that submission. There's going to be limited stalling and a lot of action, as we've seen in the past.
And Dan, as far as timings go, we've got 2 halves, 1 hour for each half of grappling. It's active grappling time. Both teams also get 2 timeouts for each half, so they can institute some changes if they want. And we do stick very firmly to that 1 hour time limit, which means at the end, we might see some 20 or 30-second matches.
Yeah, I like that, though. You know, these guys are working to a timer. And the other thing you have to consider with the timeouts, you know, the team captain can pull a guy off the mat if he's won a couple of matches and he's looking fatigued. Get him off the mat, get him some rest, and maybe not give up a submission to one of the opposing team members.
And Tom, each squad of 8 men is split into 2 of 4 from each weight category. There's under 95 kilos and under 75 kilos. Scoring-wise, if you submit someone from the same weight class, that's going to get your team 1 point. And if a lightweight competitor happens to submit a heavyweight competitor, that's going to win them an all-important 3 points. And it's the highest cumulative score across that 2 hours of grappling that's going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting format. It's whether you want to risk putting a smaller guy against a bigger guy to get the points, whether you're worried that that bigger guy might be getting tired if they've been in there for a long time and you risk putting the smaller guy in. Super exciting format and really interesting to watch.
Now, there are, of course, also some nuances, Dan. You know, if there's an injury or a pull-out, someone gets caught in a very deep submission, can't continue, and they're out, not only does the team lose that fighter, but they also gift a single extra point to the other team. The thing to consider is if we're drawn after 2 hours, the team captains have to face off, and they get the whole team on their back. And of course, tonight for Team UK and Ireland versus Team USA, that sets up a rematch between Boogeyman Martinez and Darragh O'Connell.
And what a great rematch it would be as well. But, you know, this is where some of the responsibility falls on the team captains to make sure the matchups are correct, you know, get guys off the mat if you need to, and maybe throw a couple of smaller guys in there against the heavier weights to maybe rack up a few points. I mean, 3 points for a submission over a big guy puts that team way ahead. It's a big risk, but it's a big reward.
Yeah, a lot to think about. It is fast, it is tactical, it's a whole lot of fun. This is Polaris Squads 3. We do, of course, have a super fight coming up at the halftime break as well. It is for the Polaris heavyweight title. It's going to be 10th Planet's Kyle Baim taking on Sylvia Nastasa. Tom, quite an interesting matchup, this.
Yeah, very much so. We've seen Sylvia a couple of times on the squads, actually, in itself. Almost submitting Ashley in, I think, the first one it was. A very, very tight armbar. Let's see if we can do it against Kyle as well.
Yeah, it's always nice to award a heavyweight belt. That, alongside the squads, we've got a fantastic action, or night of action here on UFC Fight Pass. Let's take a look at those squad teams coming up. Team UK and Ireland, captained by Darragh O'Connell. He is joined by London's Ross Nicholls, London's Jed Hugh, and Ellis Younger, also from Dublin. They round out the lightweights for Team UK and Ireland. Heavyweight Ben Dyson is going to join the Raspberry Ape Daniel Strauss, Bradley Hill, and Irishman Kieran Davern in the heavyweight side of Team UK and Ireland. They are facing Team USA this evening. Co-captains, the Freak Brothers, Gio Martinez and Richie Martinez from 10th Planet. They're going to be leading a squad of Nick Ronan, 10th Planet's Nathan Orchard, 50-50 martial arts standout Adam Benayoun. The always dangerous Roberto Jimenez is going to be joined by late replacement Hunter Colvin, and of course the very dangerous John Blank from 10th Planet over in Pennsylvania. Dan, Team USA, Team UK and Ireland. It's a matchup you love to see in any sport.
Both of these teams are so heavily laden with really talented fighters, but the best thing about these team events for me, the squad events, is that everybody comes to Polaris to compete for themselves, to test their own training. But today they've got 7 other guys at the side of the mat whose fate also depends on their success. I mean, it really pulls together the fact that these guys have got to work together, work as a team, consider their teammates when they're competing as well. It changes the whole dynamic, makes it a lot more exciting.
Tom, one last question for you, and then we'll head straight to meet the two teams. Let's think dark horses. If you've got to pick one person on each side of those teams, who are the dark horses?
I think we've got to look at Colvin. He's very, very unknown quantity. Been checking him out. He's very, very slick. You know, and then on the other side, on the UK side, I'm not sure there's any dark horses. We know them pretty well. I'd like to see Jed do a really great performance, though. I think he feel like he struggled in his last outing, and I'd like to see him come back and really show what he's made of.
Yeah, this team format, it's about the whole team, but any one fighter can, of course, single themselves out and really make their mark and perhaps win that most valuable grappler award that we're going to be awarding at the end of the night. Anyway, it is time to move straight on. It's time for you to meet Team UK and Ireland and Team USA.
Ellis Younger is actually my newest black belt, promoted as of 2 weeks ago. Ellis was Nogi World Champion in brown belt lightweight division, one of the hardest divisions to win. Ellis is an absolute monster, non-stop pace, just keeps moving, amazing with both submission defense and attack. Going to be super exciting to watch him go. Bradley Hill, now known as Bulletproof Brad due to his performances in the last few Polaris events. A technician, but incredibly good on the defensive end of things, really, really hard to finish. Really, really nice with some berimbolos, heel hook type attacks, so yeah, huge asset to the team. Kieran Davern, fellow Irishman, leg lock specialist, all-round great guy, and I'm sure he's going to be able to pull off some upsets. Jed Hugh, late replacement, but one of the best replacements you could get. Young, up-and-comer, still looking to get some experience on the bigger stages, but he's proved a lot to this point. Excellent with the leg locks, back attacks, very submission-heavy game, and for sure has a lot of potential to pull off some upsets. Nicholls, UK grappling legend, ADCC veteran, leg lock specialist, generally just all-around amazing high-level jiu-jitsu. Ross has been competing at the high level for as long as I have myself, and I think everyone from the UK knows Ross's ability. Dan Strauss, UK Jiu-Jitsu celebrity extraordinaire, one of the strongest people in UK Jiu-Jitsu, strong man, his training techniques, and guillotine specialist too, really likes the upper body type submissions and has been competing at the high level for a long time, so a lot of experience on the Polaris stage in particular. Yeah, everyone knows what Dan can do. There's obviously some matchups that, you know, we would rather see happen than others, but from my experience last time, it's quite hard to plan for this. So if we get the opportunity, there's certain people we want to send in against others, but I think everybody is well prepared and able to deal with whatever comes, so it's going to be really, really exciting, a lot of action, and you know, just giving the people what they want to see.
Yeah, Gio Martinez, awesome competitor, one of the fastest black belts in the world, the fastest black belt on 10th Planet, and he's also the #1 145er in the world at the moment. Nathan Orchard's great competitor, one of Eddie Bravo's pupils. He's definitely a great competitor, competed against almost anybody that you could think of, and he's always a monster, and definitely excited to have him on the team. Roberto Jimenez is a phenom, you know what I'm saying, started jiu-jitsu when he was young, and now he's just running through everybody no matter what tournament he's doing, and very explosive, very exciting competitor. Nick Ronan won the Polaris Contenders. He's out of New York, really good camp, and he's very hungry at the moment. So wait to see him. He's gonna bring it for sure. Out of Benayoun, he comes from Falls Church, Virginia. He has a really good camp, very good team that he's coming from, and I'm very excited to have him on the team. He's gonna bring what we need to be victorious. John Thor Blank, one of the top 10 at his weight in the world. He's great camp that he comes from as well as the rest of us. But man, he's such a monster on the mats. You know, he's definitely one of our anchors. Hunter Colvin, he's out of Denver, Colorado at the moment. But man, I've known him for many years, and he always brings it. You know, he competes in all the top organizations, also MMA fighter, but man, you know, he's gonna bring what we need. He's gonna bring that force, and I'm happy to have him on the team. Yeah, I think it's gonna be an awesome match. I think the UK/Ireland team has a very solid team, and I think they're gonna bring it. They're gonna bring the best out of us, and I'm very excited. We're definitely not underestimating them, so we're ready to bring it, and we're gonna bring the best that we could bring. So we're excited, man, representing the United States, and like I said, our teams in general.
On the mats, we are constantly exposed to stress and strains. Injuries are commonplace to those who roll. One plant has a solution within it: cannabis sativa. CBD has been proven to effectively help reduce inflammation, joint pain, and muscle injury. Order now from greencuisinecbd.com.
What's up, guys? JT Torres here.
Hey everyone, I'm Jessica Penny.
What's up? Hey guys. What's up, guys? My name's Gabe Tuttle.
Hi guys, my name is Paulo Miao. His foot. And he went, aye!
Let's get started.
Your body is your most powerful tool. Whether you're an MMA jiu-jitsu star, a pro athlete, or an office worker, you need to take care of it. With the help of Cerebra Nootropics, you can bring your body to the next level. Nootropics can power you up from the inside out by improving cellular metabolism, increasing blood flow to your muscles, and building a strong link between your brain and your nervous system. Hit harder, run faster, grow bigger, and focus for longer. Whatever you need done, rest assured there's a nootropic that will help. Cerebra Nootropics offers a range of supplements with different energy-boosting benefits that you will feel in both your body and mind. Order now on CerebraNootropics.com.
What a setting we have here at Central Hall in Southampton for Polaris Squads 3. Let's go ahead and throw it down to our MC for this evening, Mr. Bidet Johnson, who's going to introduce the two teams.
Live on UFC Fight Pass. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Southampton Central Hall for the world's most exciting professional jiu-jitsu tournament. This is the third edition of Polaris team event Squads. We are set to see 8 of the UK and Ireland's best grapplers take on their counterparts from the US of A. Sponsored by Jiu-Jitsu X, Made for Fighters, Green Cuisine, Cerebra, Scramble, and Tatami Fightwear. Now, without further ado, please welcome first to the mats, Team USA. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Team United Kingdom and Ireland. Now we introduce our squads from Team USA at under 75 kilograms, representing Sarah BJJ, Nick Ronan. Representing 50-50 Martial Arts Academy, Adam Benayoun. Representing 10th Planet Seattle, Nathan Okrid. Representing co-captain, 10th Planet Oceanside, Gio Martinez. And from Team USA at under 95 kilograms, representing Eastern, Hunter Colvin. Representing 10th Planet Finishers, John Blank. From Studio 76, Roberto Jimenez. And co-captain from 10th Planet San Diego, Richie Martinez. And now we introduce Team United Kingdom and Ireland at under 95 kilograms, representing Lions MMA and Roy Dean, Ben Dyson. Representing Mill Hill BJJ, Daniel Strauss.
So those are your team introductions for tonight, Team USA and Team UK and Ireland, and we're going to dive straight into the first matchup. And I have to say, guys, we don't actually know who it is either.
No, that's one of my favorite things about squads, is just not knowing who's up next.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Team USA earlier. They didn't, or at least they wouldn't tell me who they were going to send out. Team UK and Ireland, as of last night, I spoke to Darragh O'Connell. They genuinely hadn't decided who was going to go out first. And Dan, how important is it to get off on the right foot?
Oh, it's very important. You know, the confidence of the team, the momentum of the team, get some points on the board to take some pressure off the following competitors from your team. You've got to make sure you put a good hand out straight off. You want to make sure that you can guarantee yourself some points to set yourself off on the right foot.
And how much do we like it that they've put the teams side by side, very close together, so they can have a little bit of banter back and forth.
I love it, and I'm stealing these rash guards as well. You're gonna have to fight. No, don't fight me. If you want to just strangle me.
So there's a shot of the bench. We have got bench cams for you for this evening, so hopefully we'll get some close-up reactions from Team USA and Team UK and Ireland. There, in fact, is the front row of Team UK and Ireland, and Roberto Jimenez, Adam Benayoun, John Blank, and Gio Martinez front and center in the first row for Team USA. Our first 1 hour period is coming up. Let's go straight ahead. Let's get Vijay Johnson to introduce our first 2 competitors.
First up from Team USA, John Blank. And from Team United Kingdom Ireland, Nicholls.
Well, I am okay with that. So, first up, we've got 10th Planet finishers, Mr. John Blank from 10th Planet Allentown over in Pennsylvania versus the Raspberry Ape, Dan Strauss. Both these guys heavyweights on their team. So it's going to be 1 point for whoever wins. John Blank immediately to seated guard here. Going to look for those leg entanglements as we thought he might.
Yeah, Dan just rushing away from those entanglements.
Yeah, Dan Strauss, very dangerous on the guillotines, is the 30-year-old from Mill Hill Jiu-Jitsu. Blank looking to lift him up by the 2-on-1, but if you want to go grip strength for grip strength, Dan Strauss is not the guy to do it with.
He's got a whole garage full of tools and implements and stones and rocks and maces. I mean, he's like something out of Neolithic times, but when you transfer that over to grappling, his grip strength and his squeeze is incredible.
Yeah,
he's defending ankle locks right now, though.
Yeah, having to get out of there quick. Yeah, very cerebral fighter. Has an excellent podcast that's worth checking out. Of course, I believe his most recent guest was none other than the man on my left, Dan Hardy.
Great conversation. It lasted nearly 4 hours. He's a very intelligent individual.
I'll be checking that out on the flight home. John Blank, though, a lot of very good accolades for the 27-year-old. Really good showing at ADCC in 2019. Picked up a 4th place, most notably submitting Rustam Chiziev there, which is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, Dan qualified for the ADCC in 2011 at under 77 kilos.
He did. He ran into Claudio Calasanz in the first round and got knee barred, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately he did, but that was a very young Dan. That was 10 years ago.
A lot less mass.
Yeah, a lot less mass.
So Blank has been hunting these leg entanglements. He wrestles up nicely on the double there.
Dan's well known for this butterfly guard, though. He's very, very good from this position, although John is doing an excellent job of passing and stapling those hips now.
Yeah, looking to get that head working as he looks to lace over the top. Really driving the head forward. Solid right underhook for Blank now.
Yeah. So Dan isn't necessarily known as being a leg lock specialist. He's more about like going for the guillotines and the chokes. Actually has a very good omoplata game as well. So you can see the difference in the way that he set up his guard versus the guys that are more into that style of things.
Yeah, and Team USA, you know, they were very aware that the legs against Dan Strauss might be something they would go after. Through almost to the halfway point of this first 5-minute period, reminder that if no one submits each other in 5 minutes, both these competitors will leave the mat. They'll become ineligible until every other member of the team has cycled through at least once. Blank with the pick up there, drives Strauss off the edge of the mat.
Probably a good tactic. Dan's known for having excellent guillotines, so they're going to restart without that collar tie.
Bit of gamesmanship as
Absolutely,
well, dominating the mat, you know, making sure the team know that they're coming into your world.
Dan's also got quite a lot of experience. He's fought in
Guys, are we going to have a cumulative match timer?
in several of these kind of team events.
Okay.
So you can see Dan's trying to shut down the inside butterfly hook. John coming up towards that single leg position again.
Yeah, I mean, these matches being just 5 minutes, there's no time to hang around. You know, the referees are going to be very hot on the stalling. Mark Goddard, currently your referee for this match. He's joined by very experienced referees, Ollie Geddes and Greg Creel. They're going to be overseeing all of the action this evening.
I feel like maybe Dan's talking to him a little bit.
I have no doubt.
I think that's definitely happening, yeah.
Dan Strauss, 2 appearances on Polaris, or 3 actually. Polaris 5, he fought Jake Shields. Polaris 2, AJ Azagam, and of course picked up that win over Olympic judo gold medalist Satoshi Ishii at Polaris 8. Blank inverting here as he comes through, and he's going to wrestle up again. Really getting the head in good position, center mass to drive forward.
Yeah, I mean, Dan's doing a lot of pressure work. John's really trying to chain his techniques together a little bit more.
You know, Blank is dangerous from anywhere. Here he's looking for the entries into the legs, but, you know, when he fought Pedro Mourinho 1 or 2 years ago, you know, he let him pass his guard and hit an insanely beautiful arm lock on the way through. He's very, very dangerous, and his finishing mechanics are absolutely dynamite. If he gets something locked, there's a really good chance you're not coming out of it unscathed.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting towards the last few seconds of this match, and if John Blank goes out of the Team USA, he's one of probably the top guys, I would say, in that team in terms of finishing. It could do well for Team UK.
Yeah, certainly. One of the guys was expected to carry a lot of the demand for submissions was John Blank. Likewise, Roberto Jimenez, someone else who we're expecting to see a lot from this evening.
Yeah, I mean, Team UK can't have really known who they were going to, Team USA were going to put out, but it could work out very well for them.
Yep, final 12 seconds here. Don't think we're going to see a mission in this opening bout. Strauss staying at distance here. Disengaging, looks for a guillotine, Kimura grip as well.
And onto the guillotine as well.
And just time expired. You would have liked to see that go a little bit longer. I think John Blank was probably safe. But our first match is going to go to a draw. Dan Strauss and John Blank are going to have to take a seat until the other 7 competitors have had a shot at each other. So you can see on your screen now, as soon as their hands are raised to signify the draw, that 30-second clock in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen is going to count down, and that is the 30 seconds the teams have to decide who's going to come out next. Top left of your screen, you can see both the cumulative points tally, how many timeouts are remaining, and of course, how much time is left in the 1 hour half. So we've got 55 minutes left to go, and as you'll notice, that clock is not moving unless those competitors are actively grappling. Just 10 seconds left. You don't get long to decide. Any ideas who's coming out next?
I think.
Let's have a quick look at the replays as the next round timer ticks down.
It looked like John definitely had the better attacks, I would say, in that match. But, you know, Dan, he didn't really get anything started either. You know, this is a little bit of a flying attempt at possibly a triangle or something.
Yeah, so a lot of action in that first match. You see the ineligible bibs being donned by Strauss and Blank. Let's go ahead, get the next 2 competitors up. This is the whole bit we've got to speed up because it's 30 seconds, you know, should be on the ball. So we're just waiting to find out who they are going to bring out for this match. No signs yet from either side. Everybody looking very stoic.
I'm judging by that. I think Adam is going to be up, looking quite wide-eyed, ready to go.
Adam Benayoun, possibly.
I think Darragh's ready to jump up.
That would be interesting.
Or Ben Dyson at the back, ready to go.
Yeah, I do love the poker faces and the gamesmanship. You'll see as it starts going on, it'll get a lot cagier.
That's
good call, Mr. Barlow.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and it is Kieran Davern.
Excellent poker face from Kieran Davern there.
Yeah, Kieran Davern, the oldest member of just slightly of Team UK and Ireland.
Am I right in thinking this is a heavier weight versus a lightweight?
Yes, it is. So if Adam Benayoun can submit Kieran Davern, he'll pick up 3 points. Kieran Davern, head coach at SBG Tullamore over in Ireland. Known for his leg lock game, but he's playing top position here.
Again, well, fall, but it looks like he's falling back on that beautiful entry.
Yeah, straight into inside Sengaku there, trying to control both legs. Benayoun manages to turn, free the knee line very quickly.
Very fast-paced start.
Benayoun, 31 years old, representing 50-50 martial arts. That, of course, is Ryan Hall's gym down there in Falls Church, Virginia. Has been doing a lot of training back up in New York as well, formerly of Marcelo Garcia Academy.
Look at Kieran literally pulling him up to the standing position to try and enter into that leg lock position.
Yeah, Kieran Davern's got a little bit of a weight advantage to play with. Benayoun, 71.5 kilos, 157-ish pounds, taking on the 206-pound, 93-kilo Kieran Davern.
There's a lot to be gained here for Team USA as well. Obviously 3 points if he's able to get the submission. But, you know, even if he just makes it to the end of the 5 minutes, he's neutralized one of their bigger fighters.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have kind of written off Team UK. So if Kieran can get the win here, and he's got some deeps in position so far, that'd be a great morale boost for them.
Yeah, Adam Benayoun, very technically proficient.
Very nice, almost on that leg again. Can't quite stabilize.
Won Pounds and Euros at brown belt, medaled at Pounds as a black belt. Kieran Davern, not so many the grappling accolades. Of course, he's competed on Polaris a couple of times before, beat Lloyd Cooper most recently by inside heel hook. Had a couple of draws at Polaris Squads 1 last year against Tarek Hopstock and Marcin Held.
Yeah, obviously Tarek and Marcin are very, very accomplished grapplers as well. So, you know, although Kieran may not have those accolades, he's been up against some very good guys.
Yeah, has a lot of MMA experience before switching to grappling.
You see Adam there trying to like invert, connect a triangle into leg entanglements.
We've got 3 minutes remaining in this bout. Benayoun looking to work on top now. Floats those legs over, trying to pummel that right leg to clear the hook.
Doing a nice job as well. Just can't quite get there. We're going to see this elevation again from Kieran sliding into that
looking
inside Sankaku position.
X guard through into the inside triangle. Yeah, jumping guard from Benayoun.
Can't keep track of who's on top in this match.
Well, even though Kieran is the bigger fighter out of the two, though, he's not really utilized his weight or strength so far. I mean, he's been trying to entangle the legs so far, so he's not really utilizing that additional weight advantage that he's got.
Yeah, sitting down on the hips there momentarily. Benayoun looking actively to bring that high guard up.
Yeah.
Does only have 2 minutes left to work here.
It kind of looks like one of those positions where neither competitor really wants to be there, but they can't quite extract themselves from either.
Yeah. Right.
Not easily.
Yeah.
And so we end up into...
or should I say without giving something away?
Yeah. So Adam's trying on this this omoplata here. Kieran just kind of stalling it out a little bit, it looks like. Rips his arm free and breaks out.
Yeah, he has to immediately look to re-engage. Benayoun back to the feet.
A bit of rough and tumble there.
Yeah, getting bossed around, looking to
like
stuff
he,
the legs now. Good work from Davern.
Looks like he saw the time and decided to up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if Davern decides to try and make this a bit more of a scrap, a bit looser, less of a technical battle.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great opportunity for Team UK to get the win, in all honesty, and get up on the scoreboards, which would be important.
Davern looking to try and step around, collect that ankle.
Hip switch.
See if he can smash down over that leg. He does indeed. Can he secure Benayoun? Looking to drop that hip to the mat.
Benayoun doing a great job of just framing inside.
Look at
to work that hook in.
The dexterity to open up the that deep hook there. I mean, you know, Davern's got the underhook, so his back's not in a huge amount of danger, but it's tricky to deal with, that's for sure.
Again, talking about the tactics, we could end up with a situation where we have a lighter weight Team UK guy versus, or Team UK and Ireland versus a USA guy as well in the future.
Yeah, that of course becomes a very significant possibility. The question is, who will it be? Davern looking to step in, rolling Kimura.
Almost giving up the back, though, has to be careful.
Looking for that high hook. Benayoun's going to invert on the legs or possibly to the back again, and they clear the edge of the mat. Just 10 seconds left. We may well be going to a draw in our second match. Benayoun striding forward very decisively, pulls guard. Late straight footlock attempt by Kieran Davern, bridging in and nowhere near it, unfortunately. Not for lack of trying, but we're going to go to a draw in the second match.
Very nice match, good fast following pace as well, you know.
A lot of transitions between positions. Of course, when you don't have to worry about giving up points so much, you can take those chances. And that's what we saw in that bout.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the benefits of the sub-only thing. And both guys seem quite comfortable on top and bottom.
Let's take a very quick look back at some of the moments from that match. Is that potentially, no disrespect to Kieran Davern, but is that a missed opportunity for Benayoun to score 3 points?
I would say so. I would say so. And if nothing else, he's neutralized one of the bigger opponents on the other team. They now know they've got a heavier opponent ready to throw in against one of the smaller guys on Team UK and Ireland.
Let's go ahead, get the official decision, and move swiftly on to round number 3.
This bout is a draw, so both fighters leave the match.
So the timer is ticking down. We're already down to 10 seconds left. Not a lot of time to decide, but we're going to get 2 completely new grapplers in. Hunter Colvin maybe standing up. Yeah, looks like it's going to be Hunter Colvin or maybe Nick Ronan.
Bit of gamesmanship going on
already.
I like it. I think Brad's going to come in. See how Brad's just sitting there quietly. Head down. Still got his jumper on. He's going to explode out of it like the Hulk.
Yeah, let's see. Oh! Total gamesmanship.
Very nice.
Now, this is a matchup that Jed Hugh wanted, because Jed Hugh is one of the very brash, young and confident individuals. He is 24 years old, currently a brown belt. Roberto Jimenez, if you watch competitive grappling over the last year in particular, should not need any introduction. He's 21 years old, representing Studio 76. Was a no-gi world champion at brown belt, but has been on an absolute tear in the competitive scene in his black belt career lately, coming off a win at Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds. And I have to say, what might be one of the matches of the year against Cade Ruotolo very, very recently.
Yeah, I mean, that was just such a fast-paced back-and-forth match. It was, what, 20 minutes of just action non-stop.
That's it. So 5 minutes. I'm really hoping we see just hell for leather, but Jimenez known for hunting the triangle armbar combinations, hunting the back position. Jed Hugh, on the other hand, is going to look for a lot of leg entanglements and those violin arm locks. He's done a lot of training with Ross Nicholls over the years.
Beautiful little switch of the hips to pass from Jimenez, almost to consolidate it. You can see that he's using his length very effectively to go side to side.
Yeah, Jed Hugh picked up a couple of draws at Polaris Contenders 1. Jimenez, of course, his debut here on Polaris.
Is there a benefit in being the somewhat unknown competitor on the mat, do you think, here?
Yeah, I mean, Jimenez seems a little bit tentative in what he's doing, and that might be because he just doesn't know anything about Jed. And, you know, again, this is the opposite of what we just had. Team USA had the bigger competitor. And if Jed can ride out this, it's going to be great for Team UK. They've taken out one of the most, well, the kind of scariest people on their team, I think.
Yeah, Roberto Jimenez was anticipated to be one of the very significant threats, particularly for submissions on Team USA. Really is known for a very high finishing rate, but he does open himself up to submissions himself sometimes because he's so good at being exciting, being dynamic, being moving, and sometimes leaves himself hanging out there a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the nature of the game. The more you risk, the more likely you are. There you see Jimenez diving on the hips, just couldn't quite get to it. Nice step into the knee slide here. But yeah, that is one of the things. The more you open up, the more you risk trying to attack dominant positions, the more you go for submissions, the more likely it is your opponent's going to get the opportunity too.
Yeah, Jimenez, when he won No-Gi Worlds at brown belt, I think he picked up the open class gold medal and silver in his weight division.
Very nice escape from Jed Hugh. That was a tricky position Jimenez got him in. You know, Jimenez has taken the back on multiple people from that position. Jed did a great job of scrambling out of it.
And this weight disparity is something we talk about when it comes to defense and escapes. Being the smaller guy can sometimes be very helpful in that regard.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're not used to training with small people, their arms can get in weird positions that you're not used to. Particularly something like no-gi where you don't have the same grips as the gi, that can be hard to hold on to them. Yeah. Suddenly you've got a leg coming up underneath your hip and your face where it just normally isn't.
Yeah, much harder to shut the space down, keep those dominant positions. Jimenez looking to work his guard passing here. Again, Hugh playing the guard game, looking to lace over the top.
Yeah, he's getting close to it as well. Jimenez diving on that leg, and you see Jed working towards the heel hook.
Oh, and just a little bit loose. I love how fast the re-engagement from Roberto Jimenez comes, though. Straight back in, looking to pass the hips, try and find a route to the back. He's only got a minute and a half to work.
Yeah, you could see that was a deep attempt from Jed. It really put Jimenez on notice. Having to scramble hard to get out of that position.
Jed's got such good hip dexterity. He seems to be able to not only deal with being compressed in bad situations, but also be able to generate force to move his way out of them pretty quickly.
Jed going for that armbar as well there. Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty compact, stocky guy. You know, he's going to be able to generate a lot of force from these positions. And the stuff that Jimenez is doing is nothing that he won't have seen before. Great little pass from Jimenez.
Yeah,
Jed Hugh just trying to stay flat. Has to be careful here.
Yeah, there's a minute to work. Jimenez in this north-south position. He's got some options, but one little slip and he's going to find himself straight back in guard again.
Yeah, the thing you have to think about is he's dropping towards that leg.
Yeah, collected the leg himself.
Going towards the knees now as well.
Let's see if he can drive that long frame in as he tries to bridge into the knee.
He's leg laced it.
Yeah, leg lace, trying to bridge in here. Jed trying to play the crowd.
That's 20 seconds here. He must
Jed,
feel
I think
quite
just
confident.
just trying to hold out. You know, we have that conundrum of Jimenez trying to get to that deep leg. Very nice attack.
Oh, Jed Hughes trying to go to the
through.
back. Again, Jimenez still with that inside leg position where they're going to flush out all the way back to guard. This one is going to go the distance. Roberto Jimenez and Jed Hughes, some good positions for each of them, some lovely scrambles. But that is going to keep it 0-0 on the scoreboard. The two youngest members of each team not able to find a way past each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's for Team UK, this is really good. You've got John Blank out of there, you have Roberto Jimenez out of there. They're two of the top guys on Team USA.
Quick look back at some of the replays there. Jed Hughes with a couple of good entanglements, got a nice bite of the shoulder to crunch in, break the posture here. Jimenez, though, with an equally good leg entanglement a lot later on. And here we go, getting the leg lace. Jed Hughes saying he's not too concerned by it. Lovely attempt to drag the hip up to the back there. Let's move straight on. Next one coming your way right now.
This is a great match.
This is a very interesting matchup. Ross Nicholls, arguably one of the standouts on Team UK and Ireland, absolutely decimated the ADCC trials before the last ADCC, submitted nearly all of his opponents. Unfortunately ran into JT Torres and in the first round and only went down on a single penalty point. Very, very active guard player, looking for those leg locks. Nick Ronan out of Sarah BJJ, a lot of cross-training with the Darragh Death Squad, of course. He's no stranger to Polaris. He came out on top of a 32-man tournament contenders division to win a spot on Polaris in an event that unfortunately was cancelled due to travel restrictions, but he's here now.
Didn't he actually face Jed Hughes in the final, if I remember correctly?
He did. He had a match against Jed Hughes, and that was a very good back-and-forth match. Managed to get the win right in the dying seconds. Both these guys in the 75-kilo bracket, so it's 1 point to the winner, should they manage to pull off a submission.
Ross trying to get by on those legs.
Yeah, Nicholls trying to follow up. A bit more urgency, perhaps, than we've seen from him in the past. A lot of appearances on Polaris for Ross Nicholls. Beat Nathan Orchard, who, you know, is on the USA team today. Lost a close decision to Wagner Rocha back in 2019 at Polaris 9.
Which was probably a pretty good warm-up for this matchup because he's getting slapped and poked and pushed around quite a bit.
Yeah, Nick Ronan making it a scrap, that's for sure, as he looks to step inside. I know that Team USA were discussing Ross Nicholls as being one of the dangers, and one of the big dangers they had to watch out for, but they felt perhaps Nicholls was a little bit reactive, and knowing that, they'd be able to time their entries accordingly.
Yeah, I think in Ross's last performance, he was at the Grand Prix, if I remember correctly. Ended up losing to Freddie Vosgrove in the final. But it wasn't Ross's best performance, so I'm wondering if maybe we're trying to put on a much better show in this event.
Yeah, this is the 6th appearance that Ross Nicholls has had on the Polaris stage. He's got a new gym just opened very recently in Deptford, just South London, called London Grapple.
Nick's just kicking out of any of those tanglements, not letting Ross get any kind of purchase. But he's not really progressing either.
That's it, Nick Ronan not getting too deep on any of his attempts so far. Nicholls trying to work that shin to shin.
There's that violent arm lock that Ross is well known for.
Great to have a crowd back here in Southampton. This is the first event for quite some time that we've been able to have a live crowd as some of the restrictions start to lift here in the United Kingdom. Thank you for joining us on UFC Fight Pass, wherever you may be in the world. Josh Palmer, Tom Barlow and Dan Hardy on the call for you tonight.
Nicky's really trying to find his way inside. He's even setting a fast, you know, he's changing the pace of the fight to try and surprise Ross, who's just got such a calm head on him, waiting for his opportunity. But the respect that Nick Ronan's got for Ross Nicholls is quite evident. Anytime Ross starts to get a bite on it, he immediately creates some space for himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we said about this in one of the prelim matches, you know, you don't like to see people have to disengage, but at the end of the day, if it's a deep bite and you've got to protect yourself, disengaging might be the only way you can do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can be the best option in some situations, you know. Completely resets the position, neutralizes everything the person did before that. It's a much better, a lot deeper from Ross here. He's at least attached to him now.
Nick Ronan's been doing some training lately along with John Blank and JT Torres up at Essential Jiu-Jitsu. JT Torres, of course, was scheduled to be the team captain for Team USA. But travel restrictions putting an end to that one.
You know what's really interesting about these, you know, 1 hour halves as well is that all the competitors get a good look at one another and fatigue starts to set in, so that becomes a, you know, that becomes a vulnerability. That was a
lovely pass, looking to take the back as well. Ross Nicholls trying to defend the hooks, and that's an arm trap with that right hook.
Could be. Ross is still defending, keeping his hips high, frees up the arm, but Nick's got that seatbelt.
Yeah, Ronan
Ross doing a good job of just worming through and evading.
And I shouldn't have to tell you, it's obviously a somewhat partisan crowd here in Southampton. They are cheering on Ross Nicholls for his valiant escape there, but that was an excellent positional attempt from Nick Ronan.
Yeah, he just couldn't solidify it, but it was really close.
It is great to have a crowd back in here as well.
It's lovely.
The previous events that we've done without a crowd have been excellent, but you can tell how the competitors respond to the crowd when they, you know, they really lift them at the pace.
Ross Nicholls wrestles up on a single, gets the outside trip. But we're going to see another 5-minute period elapse here. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard. Only a third of the way through this first half, though. A lot of time still to play. Ross Nicholls, Nick Ronan goes to a draw. That 30-second timer starts elapsing. Here's some of the replays. Ross Nicholls looking to work from that bottom position.
Yeah, I mean, Ross was really creating most of the scrambles. This was the close back attempt from Ronan, and it was good. He just couldn't quite solidify it, and Nicholls broke the grip. And then very nice escape underneath.
So the time's going to expire. Let's find out who's next. They're starting to get to the point where the options become less and less. So it's going to be interesting to see who they pick.
And now, next up for Team USA, Richie Martinez.
Will we see a rematch straight away between Darragh and Richie? Oh, Ben Dyson.
Yeah. Okay, Richie Martinez getting pumped for this one, as is Ben Dyson. Two heavyweights on the team, actually two of the heaviest competitors in the whole field. Ben Dyson, 94.8 kilos. Richie Martinez, 94 kilos even. It's around 207 pounds if you're wondering. Guard pull from Martinez. Ben Dyson training and living in Vancouver now at Lions MMA. He's belted under Roy Dean. Of course, Richie Martinez, no introduction needed. 10th Planet San Diego.
Very nice entry into this rubber guard position. Straight on the arm.
Straight over, he's on the arm, he's stretching it out.
Wow.
Oh,
super fast. One thing I noticed, Roland, with the Martinez brothers when I was over at 10th Planet is the speed at which they attack. It's ferocious.
Yeah, it's I rode with Boogeyman once and it was exceptionally unpleasant, but very eye-opening.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of like trying that little stupid sweep and connecting it to the upper body, keeping Ben off balance.
Yeah, that's it. You see how Dyson's just a little bit cautious with where he steps that foot. And of course, Martinez is such a tall competitor as well. Once he gets some leverage over you, particularly with those overhooks, he'll really stretch you out.
Yeah, it's amazing to think that Richie and Gio are brothers, and that Gio, sorry, is 25 kilos lighter than him.
Yeah, they're only 2 years apart in age as well. 36 years old for Richie Martinez. Ben Dyson, 32 years old. Dyson, of course, is an ADCC veteran, won the trials in 2019, and ran into Craig Jones' first round in the 88-kilo bracket.
Ouch.
Yeah, unlucky for him, but he's not stopped competing. He's got some super fights set up in the US coming up shortly. He's obviously getting ready for the ADCC trials coming up just next month as well here in Europe.
Great posture here from Ben Dyson, obviously knowing that Richie Martinez wants to break him down, control his upper body, get that mission control. and you can see him actually sitting off his heels as well. He's, you know, he's really conscious of this posture and the game that Martinez is trying to employ.
We've seen Martinez once before on Polaris. That was at Polaris 10 at 2019. Got a nice rear naked choke win over Miha Perkovic. He has, of course, competed in the team format before at Quintet. 10th Planet coming out victorious. I think it was back at Quintet 2. Of course, Team Polaris has also won a Quintet event as well. So a lot of team experience tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Richie's really trying to break Ben's posture, which is the right thing to do. You know, get those hands to the mat, set up that high guard as Dan talked about. Chooses to disengage, and they're going to reset to the middle.
Yeah, Dyson had Nick Rodriguez to deal with in his last outing at Polaris, back at Polaris 11. Narrow decision loss for him there.
Very nice sweep attempt there from
nice.
Richie, and then entering into the legs as well.
He's got that single butterfly. Dyson with some upper body control now. Martinez returning the favor, just crunching very tightly as he looks to sweep. 2 minutes left. Dyson controlling the ankles, perhaps just trying to drag or throw them by.
Yeah, Richie just using those kind of stupid sweeps and stepping on the leg to control the distance, not let Dyson get too close. And Richie's trying to connect to that leg and pull him in. Ben just too aware of it. I feel like that first armbar really made Ben a little bit hesitant to engage.
It was incredibly deep. I mean, it took a real gutsy escape from him because he got very, very extended in that position.
Yeah, I mean, we have that thing, the issue of if he is injured and can't continue in the next round for whatever reason, you know, after the adrenaline wears off of this match, then Team USA will get that point as well.
I will say, though, knowing Ben Dyson as I do, I find that highly unlikely.
Yeah, me too. Richie's entered into this knee shield, controlling the collar.
Yeah, we've only got 1 minute left here. These 5-minute rounds do go very fast indeed. Still Gio Martinez, Nathan Orchard, Hunter Colvin to come on the side of Team USA. Final 30 seconds, Dyson still trying to find a way through.
Ben trying to dive on that Darce choke that he's well known for, it looked like.
Yeah, Dyson's a big fan of front headlock scenarios. As we said before, Dan, you know, when you have that one thing everyone knows you're really good at, it changes the dynamic a little bit.
But you could see Richie Martinez's posture as soon as Ben Dyson started to reach for it. He bridged back and, you know, threw his head back, pulled his spine straight.
Last 10 seconds coming in here. We're going to go the distance. Richie Martinez, Ben Dyson, not able to find a way through. It was Richie Martinez with the most significant action of that round. He'll take the moral victory from that, but it's not going to knock up any points. Let's take a quick peek at some of the replays from that bout. So hands are raised. Here are the replays. This was that arm lock attempt from Boogie.
That was beautiful arm lock. Very, very straight and super deep. I'm amazed that Ben got out of that. Just gutted through it. But it really was Boogie who was, you know, pushing the pace the whole time.
You can see him reach for that neck, and immediately Martinez pulls his head back. Yeah. All of these guys, you can not only tell they're well prepared, but they're well researched. They know who they're facing.
Well, the 30 seconds is fast over on that clock.
Oh, this is a great match.
Yeah, this is a very, very interesting match indeed. Nathan Orchard from 10th Planet Seattle. He is going to take on the captain of Team UK and Ireland, Darragh O'Connell from East Coast Jiu-Jitsu, just across the water in Dublin.
Yeah, the nice thing for Darragh, he's been very, very active over the last 12 months. Unlike a lot of people, you know, he went over to Brazil, competed.
6 months. 6 months living, competing. Ireland had some very strict restrictions throughout the pandemic, so he shut the gym up, went to Brazil and just did nothing but train and compete for the last 6 months.
Yeah, so, you know, he's going to be coming in pretty sharp and in good shape, which is great.
Yeah, he's no stranger to facing 10th Planet competitors as well. He's also had a really good outing on EBI in the past. Fought on EBI twice stateside. Had matches against the likes of Craig Jones and Richie Martinez while he was over there. Both these guys, of course, you can see in the bottom of your screen there, in the 75 kilo category. So just a 1 point on offer if they can find their way to a submission. O'Connell playing guard here as Orchard tries to back pass around.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to step inside and then step over that top leg.
Nathan Orchard, 33 years old. We've seen him a couple of times on Polaris before. Actually lost to Ross Nicholls a few years ago, but beat Matsukazu Imanari, and he's got a Kimura grip here.
Yeah, this Kimura trap can be very dangerous. You can see Darragh just framing against the hip. He couldn't use it himself, though, because it is effectively a 50-50 position when you lock it up.
Nathan Orchard has had a lot of combat jiu-jitsu experience recently. Made it to second place in the recent combat jiu-jitsu welterweight tournament. Actually dropped the loss in the controversial loss, perhaps, in the final there to fellow Team USA teammate Roberto Jimenez.
Definitely one of the more aggressive competitors, Nate Orchard, more of the more active competitors as well from the 10th Planet team. I remember his name being banded around on the mats quite a lot, and obviously, you know, the dead Orchard that he became known for was something that a lot of the young 10th Planet guys were trying to pick up and implement in competition. He's created quite a name for himself, and I imagine that's forced him to continually diversify his game, so he's not bringing his A game every time to be predictable.
They're looking to step that leg inside, try and gather one of O'Connell's legs.
Darragh looks like he's on a calf crush almost in this position.
Yeah, he's trying to break that posture. It's an interesting position for the Irishman. He's arguably one of the most prolific competitors out of Ireland, has been for quite some time. Got his black belt from Salo and Shanji Ribeiro. Currently coaches Fionn Davies, one of these standouts in the women's divisions. Two minutes left here in this bout. Orchard looking to work his way around.
Yeah, he's using a little bit of side-to-side passing. And there, Darragh's just controlling the distance framing.
I will say I was a little bit surprised to see O'Connell play the guard game. You know, he's so strong passing on top, setting up choke submissions from the passing game. I didn't necessarily expect to see him play guard here.
He has a very, very good X-guard and butterfly as well. You know, he's very comfortable from those positions.
Do you think that's a strategic decision based on the fact that he's fighting Orchard?
It could be. It could be. You know, Nathan's well known for, as you mentioned earlier, the dead Orchard and super long legs as well.
You don't particularly want to be inside the close guard there, do you?
I love this control he's using on the leg, though. Just it's really causing Orchard some issues.
Yeah, look at that. Just good heel grip, stretching that out.
Yeah, it's a very interesting position.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what the exact route he's looking for is. See if we can get a word in half-time, maybe. And this is in on the neck for Orchard. Well, stripped easily in the end by O'Connell. Down into the final minute here.
Halfway through the first half.
You see Nathan just diving on that foot. Good speed change. Not sticking to the same pace over and over again. Trying to set up the guillotine here. We'll use it to maybe dive towards an Anaconda Bravo type position.
Oh, that looks tight.
Yeah, this is deep, and he's got a lot of time still to work. We've seen Darragh O'Connell caught in these arming guillotine submissions quite a lot.
You see that he's turning quite red though. Doesn't want to give it up. Darragh has a very tricky escape where he transitions straight to the back from here though. Nathan looks like he's potentially trying to re-roll through.
Yeah, there we go.
The back. Darragh escapes very nicely.
Going to chase the back on the hips, but a lot of space. Rolling Kimura attempt again for Orchard. O'Connell frames away. And time expires here. We're hitting the halfway point of our first period here at Polaris Squad 3. Still half an hour of grappling to go in this first half.
This is where fatigue starts to set in. We're gonna see some competitors back on the mat again soon.
This bout was a draw, so both fighters will leave the mat.
Yeah, we'll start having those conversations about how do you stay amped up and warm and all that kind of thing while you're sitting down waiting for your next turn. Here's some of the replays from Darragh O'Connell and Nathan Orchard.
Yeah, Nathan just tried to set this rolling back take up, but took a long time to do it. Another nice diving Kimura attempt that he had early in the match as well. You know, I think Nathan definitely pushed the pace in this match, did the more positive work, but at the end result.
So who's it going to be? We've got Bradley Hill and Ellis Younger as possible entrants from Team UK and Ireland. So this is another opportunity for Team USA to notch up a possible 3 points as lightweight Gio Martinez, 10th Planet Freaks and co-captain of Team USA, is going to take on the omoplata man Bradley Hill, representing Fearless MMA in Birmingham.
Yeah, it looked like Bradley was trying to almost roll for an Imanari roll while Gio was sat on the ground there.
Brad Hill has been working an awful lot of wrestling lately, trying to really incorporate that into his game. He's not going to get a chance against Gio Martinez, though. He's looking to invert under and immediately chase the back here.
So this is obviously a situation where if Gio gets the submission, Team USA will get 3 points.
He gets the 3 points.
Plus, we also now know who's going to be next in the next match as well.
Yeah, it's going to be Hunter Colvin taking on Ellis Younger.
Look at beautiful transition.
Brad Hill going to the back. He's got the seatbelt hold as he looks to secure a crucifix. Can't quite see if he's tied up that other arm with the feet, though.
Yeah, he's got the arm there, but, you know, Gio's doing a great job of peeling it off and working from there. You know, Gio just had a match with Mikey Musameshi, who's arguably one of the best back takers in the world. Did a good job of defending Mikey's attempts.
Yeah, this is Brad Hill really going after
diving
Gio
on
Martinez.
a lock there as well.
Brad Hill initially training under Braulio and Victor Estima, so very aware of that. The crowd getting behind him here. Gio Martinez, he of course is used to dealing with some bigger guys, team formats before. He's faced the likes of Hassan Raider, who he of course submitted with a guillotine at Quintet. He's had a couple of appearances at ADCC. We've seen him on Polaris before as well. Very, very prolific competitor. But weighing in for this one at 148.8 pounds, 67.5 kilos. Bradley Hill, on the other hand, 204.5 pounds, 92.8 kilos.
Bradley's lost a little bit of weight since the last time.
So still...
Gio's diving on that leg, looks to be going towards a toe hold.
Yeah, 57 pound weight advantage for Brad Hill. Gio Martinez in on a heel hook attempt here.
Yeah. Nice escape from Bradley. Bradley, you know, I've been training with Bradley since he was about 10, I think. So he's been training a long, long time. And, you know, despite his size, very, very flexible, very, very good understanding of, like, the inversion game, all of those sort of things that we just saw.
Yeah, he did used to play a lot of that type of game as well. A lot of gi practice, is multiple IBJJF Worlds medalist at coloured belts.
Yeah, and Brad's the only person so far that's done all 3 of the Polaris squads.
Yeah, picked up draws in Polaris 1 against Maciej Szczecinski and Kamil Wilk. Of course, Polaris 2 was a gi event, so a little bit different complexion on that one. Martinez looking to invert underneath and scramble. Hill manages to back himself away. Either one of these competitors, very hard to submit. This is your 6th bout out of the possible, or 7th, sorry, bout out of the possible 8 competitors.
Brad trying to pass that guard, stuffing the leg down. Gio using the butterfly hook well to defend.
And Dan, we're seeing, aren't we? You've only got 5 minutes, you might as well go for it. A lot of movement.
You might as well go for it, absolutely. But then at the same time, you know, because there's no points on the board right now, you don't want to be giving up something. Oh, that was a nice,
big
Into
transition.
a knee bar.
Yeah, big knee bar attempt from Gio. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think as you were alluding to, Dan, as the time gets less, the value of those points just skyrockets.
Exactly that. Exactly that. And then, you know, when we have the matches across the weight classes where Gio Martinez can get 3 points on a board, I would imagine that would make Bradley a little more conscious not to take unnecessary risks, you know, with his team in mind.
Yeah, Bradley's trying to tie up the legs here, just drop back for a foot lock position. Nice change, you know, dropping, going from his passing in towards the legs. Keep Gio thinking, trying to jump over.
Oh, good heel hook attempt, but the knee is clear.
Yeah, he could be coming up to that calf crush position as well. But Bradley looks like he's, you know, pretty much out of this and safe already.
Yeah, you see that strong left hand just posting away on the leg, extracts the knee. He's got to get something going here, though. Let's see if he can force a pass again, or at least get some back exposure in the attempt.
He's trying to dive in on those hips. Gio very, very flexible.
Oh, well, look at that, from a body lock pass into
the go-go platter as well, but Brad just explodes out of it. And then straight back to his work as well.
So hard to make that submission pay.
Diving on the hips, coming up to pass.
Yeah,
Can't
leg
quite
drag
make it happen.
Oh, had a chance at the back, the leg drag, now looking for a straight foot lock. The 10-second clack has gone though, and the 7th match is going to go to a draw here. Not for lack of trying. Gio Martinez, Bradley Hill see this one out. That means we know that Ellis Younger, a lightweight on Team UK and Ireland, is going to face one of the heavier competitors in Hunter Colvin on Team USA. Let's take a look at some of the brief highlights. That was the attempted back chase from Brad Hill.
Yeah, he's so close to getting that back. Gio did a great job of defending.
That knee bar for a split second looked like it was deep.
Yeah, and then Brad just trying to dive through to a triangle, ends up almost getting caught in a heel hook. Here he's trying it again.
A lot of scrambles, but still 0-0 on the scoreboard as we have 35 minutes elapsed.
Hunter Colvin. And for Team UK and Ireland, Ellis Younger.
So it is Hunter Colvin for Team USA taking on Ellis Younger for Team UK and Ireland. Ellis Younger, the most recently belted of our black belts on the mat tonight. He got that literally just 3 weeks ago from Darragh over in Dublin.
Yeah, Ellis, I believe, won Nogi Worlds as a brown belt, if I'm correct.
He did, and he won it in 2019 against a pretty nasty field, including the likes of, I think it was Andy Murasaki was in his bracket. Yeah. Same year that Roberto Jimenez double medaled in Nogi Worlds. So some familiarity there.
Yeah, I'd say both of these guys are a little bit less known maybe out there, but very, very dynamic players.
Yeah, Younger, just 25 years old. He's also won Nogi Euros before. This is his debut as a black belt. He gets Hunter Colvin from Elevation Fight Team in Eastern Training Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, stepping in as a late replacement for, actually both these guys late replacements. Tom Halpin injured, brought Ellis Younger in, and Mike Perez out. That has brought in Hunter Colvin. And guys, we were saying that was a good replacement because Hunter Colvin is a real finisher when he gets the chance.
Yeah, some very slick jiu-jitsu.
And you've got two guys that can really make an impact on the scoreboards here because, you know, we're 0-0 and we've got, you know, Ellis Younger coming in as a 75-kilo fighter, taking on Hunter, who, you know, is going to give him 3 points if he taps to this heel hook.
Yes, he does, and that's a nice deep bite for Ellis Younger as he looks to secure the position. Back up to a strong wide base is Hunter Colvin.
Using that single leg X position very, very well.
Younger is, I think, apart from Richie Martinez, the tallest competitor we have here. He's certainly the tallest on Team UK and Ireland. Hunter Colvin carrying an undefeated pro MMA record, currently signed to the LFA, 3-0. A lot of super fight experience in the US as well, though.
Ellis trying to roll through underneath the hips.
Uses those long legs so well to elevate his opponents, doesn't he?
Yeah, you've really got to move someone about when you're in those X-guard positions. You can't really let them settle, set their base, because they're just going to clear your
Nice attack from Ellis, using the barfly hooks and getting deep on top. Really good movement from him.
Looks to leg lace over, accepts the bottom position again, though. Clearly, he wants to work from guard here as we approach the halfway point in this 8th opening round of the first half here. Still got an hour and 22 minutes of active grappling to go. So giving up some points at this stage, not the end of the world, but they're clearly going to be hard to come by tonight. So grab them when you can get them.
Yeah, Ellis trying to feed that leg over the top. Looks like he's trying to entangle the far leg and then invert too. It's steamer lock again. Ellis just wise and inverting out of it.
The steamer lock without a control position, is it much more of a tactic to get someone to scramble and move?
The steamer lock can be brutal.
It goes on quick.
It goes on. There's no pain. There's no nothing. It's just the power of your hips and your core against someone's ankle. The key is to get their limb like unable to move and rotate,
right?
Which neither of them are able to do at this point. So they need to kind of drive over towards the foot they're attacking.
So in this instance, it's quite a lot like that aggressive straight arm lock that Jed Hugh was using to prompt movement.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can get the person to turn, which is the correct escape from the steamer lock, you can then dive on the hips and start working.
There's an easy tripod sweep for Hunter Colvin into an arming guillotine.
Although Ellis has managed to pass.
Yeah, let's see if he holds on to this. This does look, possibly, this does look tight.
Hunter's really
Younger's grimacing. He rolls in. This is the best attempt for Team USA so far as Hunter Colvin looks to drop his hips in here.
Ellis could use this to come up towards the back as well, though.
Oh, Ellis Younger gritting it out.
Work. Has he got that forearm into the neck as well, or the hand there?
Yeah, it looks like a punch choke almost from Hunter Colvin.
Almost like an Ezekiel choke.
Yeah.
I
think it's like a diesel choke, they sometimes call it.
Yeah, very
like
nice
agony.
transition from Hunter. Diving on that arm.
And straight away on
Ellis
the Kimura.
using it to come up on top.
Final 30 seconds. Colvin driving forward again. Look at this, just straight to the face, making it uncomfortable.
The second hour was combat jiu-jitsu. That was a great scramble, that was. I'm going to have to watch that in slow motion to try and figure out exactly where the pressure was on Younger's neck.
Yeah, there was definitely a bit of punch choke action going on there that we couldn't see until they kind of
slowed down.
Yeah, the position became a bit more static, but we're into the last 10 seconds here, and that means we're going to go through all 8 competitors on either side without a point scored so far. Ellis Younger, Hunter Colvin going the distance. And here's the thing to note as we move forward. They do not have to go in the same order again. So immediately, if they really wanted, these two could go straight back out again and start competing. I don't think we're going to see that happen, but it is impossible under the rule set.
Yeah.
So everyone takes their vests off now, and everyone's eligible to step back on the mat.
Exactly. Here's some replays here. We're going to get another good look at that, I think, diesel squeeze from Hunter Colvin, one of the most significant moments of that 8th round.
It was really a great match back and forth, in all honesty. You know, this was a great sweep. And then here we see that choke. Hunter just trying to drive it. Yeah, he's got the fist under the chin. Very uncomfortable.
Incredible strength to be able to turn his opponent, to be able to roll him over and take top position as well. But, you know, a credit to Younger for his toughness and awareness in that position.
And there we get reaction cam briefly from Team UK and Ireland.
Nathan Orchard.
Oh, Nathan Orchard coming back out very quickly indeed. He's obviously warm and ready to go.
Ireland, Kieran Davern.
And he is going to face Kieran Davern.
Yeah, I mean, this might not be a bad tactic, you know. Both these guys didn't fight that long ago. You're not going to have fatigue setting in, not going to get too cold.
Well, Davern was one of the earlier matches. He was up against Adam Benayoun opening up. Nathan Orchard, of course, has only just faced Darragh O'Connell.
Nathan quickly diving on that leg, trying to control the knee so Davern can't escape.
Yeah, Nathan Orchard, of course, has the opportunity for 3 points if he can submit Kieran Davern. Davern's just going to get the 1 for a win.
Not at all a surprise that Nate Orchard's back out this quickly as well. There was a lot of frustration for him in that last matchup. He likes a tussle. He likes an aggressive matchup with a lot of risk taking, because that's where, you know, in his flow state is where he's at his best. You can see him trying to hustle his opponent off the mat, even though he's the smaller guy.
That's it. I think he's warm now. He's ready to go. He's still in that fight mode. Some of the other competitors may be needing a little bit longer to warm back up, come back up to tempo.
Dives on the Kimura. Seen a lot of that from the US team today.
It's such a strong control position. If you can land it secure, you know, you're going to come up with a possible back take, a possible armbar attempt.
I think I've noticed about Nate Orchard when he does it, he tries his hardest to get his chest to the tricep of his opponent as quickly as possible. So there's less opportunity for them to escape.
He's trying to dive past that and looking to tangle up the foot again.
Yeah, looking to give multiple things for Kieran Davern to think about, the guard pass and the footlock.
Yeah, Davern seems to be going a little bit slower in this match than his previous one. Not launching anywhere near as many attacks as he did. It might be because of Nathan and Nathan's style.
Two on one here for Davern. Easily stripped by Orchard. Bit of a slow lift from Davern there. He's probably going to go looking for some leg locks of his own again, but every time he does, Orchard's going to fall back and spam those submission attempts. I mean, let's face it, 5 minutes is a short period of time. Not a bad idea to just throw every sub you can out there.
Yeah, I mean, just keep chaining them together until something sticks or you get halfway through, right?
I mean, Nate does have the ideal approach.
Oh, almost into the omoplata triangle.
Yeah, snap those hips up quick, but a little bit loose. And they're going to take a very quick time break. Yeah, a hair break to sort Mr. Orchard's ponytail out. As you can see, clock stopped. Again, a reminder, it's active grappling time for that hour cumulative.
Strong collar tie there from Kieran.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much wrestling throughout these opening 8 matches. We're going to step inside for what would be a bit of a loose Uchimata. Same thing there. Maybe a little low Uchi. Davern again sits to guard here. We're going to grab that ankle, lace his legs through. Just 2 minutes left in the 9th contest here at Polaris Squads 3.
Nathan doing a good job just trying to elevate. Sorry, Kieran doing a good job of elevating here, and Nathan just jumped off it.
I'd like to thank our sponsors this evening. Of course, thank you to Jiu-Jitsu X for sponsoring Team USA.
Nathan jumping on the back. He has great control.
That was very slick.
Yeah, and this is a minute 36.
Good job of defending. Has to watch this.
He's looking for it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he has so many options from this position. He has the what's the hip extension?
The banana split.
Banana split. Yeah, he's looking for that twister. Kieran's obviously a bit aware of it.
Well, he knows. Yeah, Davern knows that he can't let his arm get stretched out and put behind the head here. He's trying. Good roll from Davern. Good back retention.
Very nice.
From Nathan Orchard. Second hook in. Minute 10 left. Body triangle now.
Triangle, yeah.
And he's got to squeeze for everything he's worth here while he hand fights.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan has those long legs, which is perfect for body triangling.
Oh,
this is brutal.
This could
over
be
the face.
Yeah, and this is, don't forget, this is 3 points if he can submit Kieran Davern.
Kieran just has to stay calm. This is a great way to start escaping the position.
Team UK and Ireland looking anxiously at the big screen behind them. Kieran Davern firmly on the back foot here as Nathan Orchard tries to chain together these attempts.
Kieran could spin out of this here.
He's kind of locked himself in with that body triangle.
Oh, and he gets it up!
Wow!
He got that. Looks.
I think he got the arm.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I think it might have been a twister in all honesty, or a variation.
Yeah, I think it was a variation of a neck crank with a very awkward body triangle. And that is Team USA up 3-0 after 44 minutes and 28 seconds. Yeah, we did see that. We'll get to this in a minute. He called a timeout immediately at the end. We'll explain that in a moment. Let's get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, Nathan Orchard.
Nathan Orchard fired up for this. He submits Kieran Davern in the closing seconds of their round. We'll see if we can bring a replay for you of the finish. Of course, Team USA immediately using one of their 2 eligible timeouts. That's going to allow them to bring Nathan Orchard off the mat, send a fresh opponent in, and it means Orchard is still eligible.
There was a lovely little arm drag towards the back there.
Cheeky arm drag, standing arm drag to the back take. Had to really work that back retention, the body triangle, and I think it was a neck crack.
Yeah, it was. It was the body triangle had kept his hips locked in a position where he was able to then twist the head in the opposite direction.
And there's a reaction cam from Team USA. Lovely shot in the back left corner there. You can see the finish and Boogie excited. The timeout brings up a 2-minute little time clock for us, so a bit of time for everyone to re-strategize. But as we move into the 3rd period of this opening half, Team USA firmly in control now.
Yeah, and the other benefit of the timeout as well is obviously, you know, Nate Orchard would have had to stay on the mat and compete again had they not called the timeout, so they can take him off the mat and put somebody else forward. Is playing with the fatigue a little bit there, because obviously Nate Orchard's got such an aggressive style.
Super smart decision.
Exactly, yeah. And why not use the timeout? They have 2 per half, so they've still got another one spare, and Team UK and Ireland have both of theirs ready.
Yeah, so they're having a think, and all of a sudden you can just tell the energy of Team USA is through the roof. I mean, look, let's talk motivationally. What does it do for your team now?
Well, I mean, it takes so much pressure off. That's 3 points. That's like 3 submissions across matches of guys in the same weight class. That was a massive coup for Nate Orchard. And it really puts the pressure on the UK team, because every single point, it just adds to the pile now. They need to get 3 points back to even the playing field before they can start to build up again.
Yeah, and as you suggest, Dan, if Team USA somehow managed to pick weight class matchups, and you know, there just aren't that many opportunities to pull back a whole 3 points at once. Boogie's pretending like he's going to come out. Much more quieter scenes. Darragh O'Connell nodding his head. Whatever decision, they clearly agree with it.
Jimenez.
Oh, yeah, could be Jimenez.
Either way. I mean, both these guys look fresh.
Yeah, they both look ready as well. They're pacing.
For Team USA, Roberto Jimenez.
Let's see if they smell blood in the water.
And for Team UK and Ireland, Ben Dyson.
Roberto Jimenez, Ben Dyson. And this is a same weight class matchup, so 1 point on offer. And with the styles, I think this is a really interesting matchup. Jimenez looking to wrestle straight out the gate. Shoots a nice double.
He's already coming out a lot faster than he did his first match.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he needed that first one to warm up. He's been a tournament fighter for a long time, only just switched over to this kind of sub-only format relatively recently. Jimenez
can wrestle, and more importantly, he can scramble to the back in those wrestling exchanges. Ben Dyson, not a small human to move around, though. He tries a big sprawl, looks for a jumping head and arm.
Yeah, it looks like he's got both the arms tied up rather than, and now Jimenez is on top. Dyson trying to get his way up, though.
And that's a quick in and out 3 times for Jimenez as he looks to establish a passing position.
These guys are the same weight class, but Jimenez is clearly the faster, more aggressive fighter here.
Oh,
he knows that he can use...
I mean, there's still quite a large difference in weight, I believe.
Jimenez, 84.1 kilos, 185 pounds. Ben Dyson, 94.8 kilos, 209 pounds.
Very nice Richie from Ben. I believe Ben's also a black belt in judo, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we saw some of it there. He earns that takedown, but what it has done is land him cleanly in the closed guard of Jimenez. They're going to reset briefly in the middle here. Your referee for this one, none other than Mark Goddard.
I'd like to see Mark Goddard compete, but he's like half a team, isn't he?
Yeah, for those of you not familiar, Mark Goddard is a black belt under Braulio Estima. He's a long-time submission grappler, as well as, of course, being known to most people as one of the most prolific referees for the UFC.
Jimenez trying to sneak around underneath that arm there.
Jimenez again trying to go power double, drives all the way to the advertising hoardings.
See Ben looking for those guillotines as Jimenez shoots in. And Jimenez isn't get that deep in the double leg either.
Up to a bit of an appropriate time for a shout out there for one of our sponsors, Green Cuisine. Currently leading the way in ethical CBD products for Polaris fans. 15% off their range of products using the code Polaris15 at greencuisinecbd.com.
You can see Jimenez coming up from the single leg there. He's definitely pushing the pace in this match.
Yeah, 2.5 left here, so halfway through this 5-minute period. Jimenez looking to shoot that underhook, see if he can shuck to the back. I mean, I wonder if we'll start seeing jumping attempts now. It is illegal to slam out of submissions. You can do high amplitude takedowns and of course force the opponent through the mat if you initiated the takedown. What you can't do is stand up while someone has an established guard position and drive them through the mat. Dyson looking to weigh very heavy on that collar. Double shot with the level change from Jimenez, and there's the guard jump. And Dyson has to be careful how he puts Jimenez down here. He's not allowed to slam him or it'll be a penalty.
Yeah, Jimenez looked like he was going for almost like a rear naked choke grip around the back of Dyson's head. He's trying to try and body lock him down potentially.
Yeah, minute 25 here. It's the longest period of wrestling we've seen so far here at Polaris tonight.
Yeah, it's basically the entire match so far, apart from that small period in Jimenez's guard, which came off a takedown.
Jimenez looking to sweep single to the outside.
He's using some really nice entries. Often he's just running out of mat space though to see it through, which must be frustrating him. And you know, part of the reason perhaps why we saw him jump guard when he was at the edge of the mat.
Yeah, goes searching on that single, but not quite deep enough. Right on the end of his reach there. Dyson just keeping the hips all the way back.
Yeah, but all this wrestling is really keeping Dyson out of his game.
Oh!
Again looking to transition towards the neck now.
Huge Haragoshy off the whizzer. Stepped right across both hips. Just absolutely planted Roberto Jimenez.
Jimenez is on the neck.
And Dyson has got to be careful he doesn't get pinged for fleeing the mat there.
30 seconds to go. Dyson checking the clock for a moment there. Jimenez not bothered, wants to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, this is going to be a cardio effort for both of them, but Jimenez, we know, can go a full 20 with no problem, so...
Yeah, I mean, he barely looks tired at the moment.
Oh, deep in on the hips, looking to drive.
Oh, nice.
Looking for that guillotine, but gave up the takedown.
Yeah, Dyson thought about attacking the neck. He's given up bottom position here, but with just 10 seconds left, Roberto Jimenez is not going to have a lot of time to find the back, and Ben Dyson and Roberto Jimenez are going to cancel each other out. A couple of nice takedowns apiece, though.
Good to see some wrestling on the part of Jimenez as well. You know, aggressive, nice couple of duck unders, good level changes, got double underhooks a couple of times, good level change, had his opponent elevated as well. But
wait till we see the replays of those takedowns from Dyson. That second Haragoshy particularly.
That was beautiful.
So here are some of the highlights. Let's take a look back at that match.
It's Dyson jumping guard. Is this her first takedown?
Yeah, Jimenez driving all the way to the hoardings.
And that's that beautiful Haragoshy towards the end of the match.
And I think Team USA were questioning a bit of fleeing of the mat from Ben Dyson, perhaps, as he backed away from that chin strap attempt Roberto Jimenez towards at the end.
Team USA, John Blank.
And immediately John Blank is going to step out for Team
UK
USA.
Ireland, Daniel Strauss.
running it back.
And I think we've seen this once before.
Round two. A little bit of fatigue, but both these guys have been sat for a good, what, 45 minutes now?
Yeah.
49.
At this point, they've had 50 minutes out. They know what to expect from each other.
Be interesting to see if they make any adjustments, like maybe John tries to wrestle more heavily.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw that, actually.
You know, he had when he was on top of Dan, he had a great period of time.
Yeah, this, of course, was the very opening match for tonight's event. And, of course, it's the same weight class, so still just the 1 point on offer. I think they're just warning for hands to the face, potentially. Can be hard when you're trying to check that head coming in. Well, Blank opting to sit to guard here. He knows how aggressive he needs to be here. Strauss engaging with him.
Looks like he's on a, looking to come up with that single leg, potentially into that calf crush position again.
Strauss trying to get down to that kneeling position quick, try and protect those feet, not giving easy leg entries, that's for sure. Blank's going to have to try and lift all 201.5 pounds of Dan Strauss. Again, this is one of those matchups where it's in the same weight class as far as we're concerned, but, you know, John Blank has that 6 kilo disadvantage.
And he's not wearing denim Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, and he is not wearing denim fight shorts, that is true.
Well, how much can be learned from one 5-minute matchup to the next? You know, say if you've matched somebody over 5 minutes, you've got 45, 50 minutes off. Like, what can you change about your approach?
Well, I mean, it depends whether how well you know their game beforehand, if you've seen them compete a few times. Like here, this seems to be going back to the same pattern as we had before. You know, John on the bottom, looking to come up on top, looking to tangle the legs, and Dan looking to pressure pass. So if one of them decides to then change that up mid-fight, so where they lull them into this kind of false sense of security, it could really impact it.
I mean, it's, you know, there's still a little bit of time perhaps before we have to start talking about Team UK and Ireland just throwing Hail Marys. But, you know, it's Dan Strauss who's really got to try and push it here.
Yeah, I mean, UK is down on those points, so that he needs to get it back and start working.
And when you talk about where perhaps is the submission threats going to come for each of these fighters, you know, it's perhaps going to be a little bit harder for Dan Strauss to open something up, whereas John Blank, perhaps a little bit more options for him.
Yeah, very much. I mean, Dan is known for having good guillotines, good strangles. That's one of the things that he prides himself on. But from this low down position, it's going to be very difficult for him to tie up John's head. Maybe potentially in a scramble, but, you know, that's not really what's happening at the moment. It looks like Dan just got another poke in the eye.
What have you got to say about the decision to wear knee pads in the current day and age of leg lockers?
I'm not sure how much of an impact it really has.
It not, no?
No, I think they're going to roll down. You're seeing Dan's already struggling with it staying up. It's an interesting, maybe Dan's just trying to complete his look rather than anything else.
They do go with the denim
Yeah,
shorts.
I mean, they do finish it off quite
Ever
nicely.
the showman is the Raspberry Ape Dan Strauss. But head-to-head here with John Blank. Big thank you to Made for Fighters for sponsoring Team UK and Ireland tonight. They're the official team sponsors. Made for Fighters has been a leading online specialist retailer of combat sports clothing, equipment and accessories in the UK since 2007. Visit them at madeforfighters.com.
You see John just laying flat down on the ground, almost letting Dan take north-south. Maybe getting a little bit of frustration with the lack of progress he's able to do.
Yeah, just a minute left here, and they've kind of settled back into that that same kind of rhythm as before. Strauss looking to try and sit his way through here, but just kind of vaults his way back into an open guard scenario, and I wonder if this is very frustrating for John Blank.
Dan kind of threw up a loose-ish kind of chin strap there, and you saw John just jump back away from it.
Only 30 seconds left here.
We are going to see an interesting thing potentially happen as well, where we have about a minute left in one match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is makes for very entertaining.
It'll be a little bit less than a minute, potentially. I was slightly disappointed Strauss didn't try and maintain that north-south position or work something from it. Blank is deep in on a...
Yeah, Blank's just diving on anything he can. We've got 3 seconds left, so...
And Blank shoving Dan Strauss. I don't think Blank is going to be too happy with the lack of engagement. Strauss smiles back at him.
But again, Dan might be just playing tactically here. We know that John's a serious threat, and to take him out of the team and frustrate him as well is a good option.
Yeah, let's take a look back at some of the action from that 5-minute stanza. Talking to each other there with a little bit of wrestling. This is right at the end as Blank was trying to hold on to an ankle, but Strauss just disengaging. Only 10 seconds left on the intermediate timer here. 2 more competitors coming straight out. Let's go ahead, and Benayoun Johnson's going to introduce the 2 competitors.
And now, for Team USA, Hunter Colvin. And for Team UK and Ireland, Jed Hugh.
Okay. Jed Hugh, Hunter Colvin, and a chance for Team UK and Ireland to pull back 3 points. The lightweight competitor, Jed Hugh. The heavier competitor, Hunter Colvin.
Jed immediately sitting down to the guard. This is exactly what we saw him do against Jimenez as well.
The question is, how much does Colvin want to engage in this? I mean, he's going quite deep into these positions.
Excellent entry there from Jed. Just abandoned it for a second and goes back to it again.
I think we're going to see Hunter Colvin actually try and press forward and pass here. I don't think he's going to play a defensive game. It's not really in his nature. Plus, with that little bit of cushion of a lead, you know, it might throw more caution to the wind, perhaps.
And what is the weight advantage here for Colvin? Obviously, he's under 95 kilos, but he looks a little less than
he is. Hunter Colvin, 195.1 pounds. He weighed in at Jed Hugh, 164.6. So about a 30-pound weight advantage for Hunter Colvin.
Jed already talking to him.
Already through the first minute here. As you suggested, Tom, we're going to get a 40-second match.
Yeah.
For
love the 40-second matches.
Right. And of course, you've got to remember, whoever you send out for that match, that's their match. They're not going to get a chance to pick up in the second round. So that's going to be their entire period of activity for the second go-around, so to speak.
Rolling Kimura attempt again.
Heavy collar tie from Colvin, slaps down into a body lock.
This is a tight body lock as well. It's a nice little adjustment that he made. See him trying to work the legs, get into that knee slide position, slide straight over the top.
That's a lot of top pressure for Jed Hugh to deal with.
Look at that head pressure as well.
Yeah, Hugh's trying to bring in both hands to bear on the face, trying to create some break in the posture of Hunter Colvin, who's going to be driving forward with everything he can.
Jed doing a great job of just getting those arms sort of back inside, though.
Hunter Colvin caught in quarter guard here. The ankle just tied up in the middle of the pass. 3 minutes left on the clock.
So with this quarter guard, Jed's got a good grip on the lat across the back of his opponent. What is he looking to do here? Is this a stay of execution? Is he just trying to control him?
He's just trying to repummel his arms inside. He's not going to sweep or like roll Hunter Colvin over that way. He doesn't have the position to do it.
He just needs frames to help recover guard. I mean, he's almost gave up the mount there. He's able to just claw back quarter guard. You can see a little cut over the eye of Jed Hugh. That's that head pressure coming in from Hunter Colvin.
Yeah, you see him just framing across the throat, trying to get space so he can rebuild, get deeper underneath him so he's not in this flattened out position.
It's a bit of a trek over here from Oklahoma. You can guarantee Hunter Colvin does not want to let it go to waste.
Jed's chatting with the USA team and getting the laugh out of him while he's currently trying to deal with Colvin.
Very nice recovery straight away. Yeah, how much energy did Colvin use in holding that body lock? It's not an easy position to hold if someone's pressing against you.
Yeah, he looks to settle down here as Hugh looks to pummel inside. Oh, headbutting, getting stuck in here. Oli Geddes asking both competitors to keep it calm. Slap of hands, Jed Hugh again saying, bring it on.
They're talking to each other. Jed trying to catch up that violin armbar again, almost getting it.
Good bite. Good bite in the arm. Hunter Colvin pulls out. Smiles from Jed Hugh, straight back at it.
Plays the psychological game well, does Jed Hugh.
I mean, he's drawing him into that type of bout, isn't he?
Yeah. And you can see Hunter's asking the time, so you've got 90 seconds left. You know, has that use of the aggression worn him out a little bit, you know?
Good question.
You know, I mean, I'm not for a moment suggesting that an undefeated pro MMA fighter the caliber of Hunter Colvin is concerned about the aggression, but, you know, just to open things up a bit more, try and get him to overextend, perhaps.
Yeah, but this is a different format. You've got to remember, if he's fighting, he's not going to fight again in a night in the same way.
And the other thing as well, when he gets frustrated, it can hit the person in the face, whereas this, he's got to stay calm, stay present. You know, use his jiu-jitsu ability to solve the problems instead of, you know, blunt force trauma.
Yeah, I'm sure he's itching to punch Jed.
Look at this again.
Working on it again.
Oh, and again, they're motioning about getting head stuck in. I don't know what Jed Hughes said. I think he said, I love it.
I think he might.
Hunter Colvin wants him to stand back up and wrestle with him. Jed Hugh, I'm fairly certain, has no intention of that. 20 seconds left into the last minute of this first half here. You see 59:12 elapsed on your cumulative clock in the top left.
We're going to have a 35-second match.
That's it. We're going to get
I love it.
But like I said, that's going to minute entire second attempt. You know, they can't.
Works fast.
That's it. Someone who's just going to come out and throw anything.
Yeah.
5 minutes elapsed. 35 seconds left on the clock. And to a certain extent, you've got to wonder, who do you throw out there? You know, because 35 seconds is no time to work.
Well, one thing I will say is that they did use a timeout for Nate Orchard, so he's there to throw back.
Yeah, he's still active as well.
He's very aggressive.
Here's some replays. Hunter Colvin, beautiful attempt to trying to slow past there. Jed Hugh getting stuck in. He had a couple of very nice bites at the arm. A little bit of head work there.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That's tight. So close. Just couldn't quite maintain the pressure
Pinching that ear to the shoulder. Loose rolling Kimura attempt. Hugh strips out. We've got 7 seconds left before we're going to find out who. I don't know who you send out. Nate Orchard is not a bad shout, though.
And now for Team USA, Gio Martinez.
Wow.
choice.
So you are going to use
Team
up.
Ireland, Bradley Hill.
We'll get another one of these, then, shall we?
I think UK and Ireland are playing the game to frustrate Americans.
Yeah,
down here.
absolutely. I mean, this is the third time for a lot of these guys to be in this
It's
situation.
the second rematch of the night we're going to get here. Gio Martinez taking on 35 seconds to work. We're going to see guillotine attempt spammed, I think. Brad,
Bradley on that.
going for an
Diving
arm
on
over
the
the top,
leg.
diving on a leg, stripping away down into the last 20 seconds.
20 seconds left. Bradley trying to dive
Going
on
for
it.
everything he can. Martinez trying to invert.
I'm not even sure.
15 seconds.
Bradley diving on that anaconda. We're almost getting it as well. He's getting the arms locked.
10 seconds left.
He's
Bradley
working
Hill
on it.
almost trying to cinch this grip up. He gets to north-south, well, not quite. 2, 1. First half elapsed as Gio Martinez ends on the back of Bradley Hill.
Excellent match.
Almost about to get stone cold stunned down to the mat. That is 1 hour of grappling and the first half in the books. Team USA leads Team UK and Ireland 3-0. Let's get a recap on all of this.
And at the end of the first half, Team USA take the lead with 1-0 against Team United Kingdom and Ireland.
So it is 3-0 to Team USA. It is half-time here. What happens at half-time, you may ask? Well, we're going to bring you a heavyweight belt matchup between Silvia Nastasa and 10th Planet's Kyle Baim. We're going to get that going in just a few minutes. And then, of course, it is straight on to the second half of our Polaris Squads matchup. We're going to take a very quick break. Join us again shortly here on UFC Fight Pass for more action from Polaris Squads.
On the mats, we are constantly exposed to stress and strains. Injuries are commonplace to those who roll. One plant has a solution within it: cannabis sativa. CBD has been proven to effectively help reduce inflammation, joint pain, and muscle injury. Order now from greencuisinecbd.com.
What's up, guys? JT Torres here.
Hey everyone, I'm Jessica Penny.
What's up? Hey, guys. What's up, guys? My name's Gabe Tuttle.
Hi, guys. My name is Paulo Miao.
Let's get started.
Your body is your most powerful tool. Whether you're an MMA jiu-jitsu star, a pro athlete, or an office worker, you need to take care of it. With the help of Cerebra Nootropics, you can bring your body to the next level. Nootropics can power you up from the inside out, by improving cellular metabolism, increasing blood flow to your muscles, and building a strong link between your brain and your nervous system. Hit harder, run faster, grow bigger, and focus for longer. Whatever you need done, rest assured there's a nootropic that will help. Cerebra Nootropics offers a range of supplements with different energy-boosting benefits that you will feel in both your body and mind. Order now on CerebraNootropics.com.
Welcome back to Polaris Squads here, live from Central Hall in Southampton. There we see one of our earlier prelim competitors celebrating with his medal. We've got a heavyweight super fight coming your way. It is for the Polaris heavyweight belt. Let's take a look at the VT and introduce these two competitors.
I'm a big fan of Polaris. I followed the events. I think my favorite match was probably Paul Harris and Tonin, but yeah, I've been following Polaris for a while.
My name is Silviu Năstase. I'm from Romania, and I'm training at the Gauntlet Fight Academy in Ealing, London. Yeah, it's been a late notice for this match, but my training has been every day, regularly. I train once or twice a day, Monday to Monday. So I'm ready and prepared for this match.
Yeah, as soon as I found out that he was going to be the new opponent, I started watching film on him. Seems like his style is fairly similar to my own style. Plays some daily Hiva guard. Seems like he's got pretty good positional game, good wrestling. So I've been watching him.
Yeah, I saw his style. He's a really complex fighter, grappler. He looks very good, very ready, very prepared. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to face him tomorrow. I'm very excited about this.
I think I'll win by submission. Yeah.
So here we go, tail of the tape for this heavyweight Polaris title matchup. It's at under 105 kilos. Kyle Baim from 10th Planet Freaks, 34 years old, over in California. He weighed in at the 105 kilo limit. He is taking on a slightly late replacement in the always game Silviu Năstase, 35 years old, from Romania, but making his home here at the Gauntlet Fight Academy in London. He weighed in substantially lighter at about 93 kilos. Let's go ahead, throw it over to Benayoun Johnson for the official introduction.
Fightwear and Scramble, live on UFC Fight Pass from the Central Hall in Southampton. Now set for championship action in this super fight no-gi contest for the Polaris heavyweight title. This 10-minute contest now introducing first. The first challenger at 6 feet 3 inches tall and representing 10th Planet Freaks from the United States of America, Kyle Baim.
Kyle Baim is first out to the mat here, representing 10th Planet Freaks, originally from Escondido in California, a lifelong athlete, multiple sport athlete, up through his younger years, consistently taking part in rock climbing, played some rugby at Northern Arizona U, did have an short MMA career before
at 6 feet 1
switching
inches
over to
tall
grappling.
And representing the Gauntlet Fight Academy from Romania, Silviu Năstase.
Silviu Năstase from the Gauntlet Fight Academy, The 35-year-old Romanian is a Polaris veteran, has quite an extensive wrestling and judo background. Replaced Freddie Voskron for this one. No stranger to the Polaris crowd. The Polaris stage does a lot of cross-training with many of the other competitors on Polaris as well. Also one of the nicest competitors you will ever meet, but he's got the towering figure of Kyle Baim in front of him, and as expected, Kyle Baim, a leg lock favorite, sits immediately to guard here, looks to try and scoot his way forward into an entanglement. Has some very big wins on his resume over the likes of Tex Johnson, Lucas Barbosa, Valdir Araújo, Pedro Mourinho, and João Gabriel Rocha.
Just sticking to that leg of...
Yeah, he wrestles up to top position here, gets the sweep off the leg entanglement. Now looking to pass the guard.
Dropping straight back onto that heel hook as well.
Yeah,
diving.
This is deep.
He's got that.
Bridging in. Oh, and that is the submission. Very quick inside of the first minute. A lovely belly down heel hook from Kyle Baim.
I think he's injured his knee.
Yeah, I honestly thought there was a pop there.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to see that back on the replay.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission and your new Polaris heavyweight champion, Kyle Baim.
Winner Kyle Baim. Kyle, quick work from you. Congratulations. You are the Polaris heavyweight champion. How does that feel?
Feels great. Psyched to get the quick win. I prepared for a 10-minute war, but I'll take a submission any way I can get it.
Was it a different opponent than you thought you might be facing? Did that affect you at all in the build-up?
A little bit, yeah. His style's a bit different. But, you know, I watched a lot of footage on him in the few days that I had to research him, so I was able to figure his game out a little bit.
If you go ahead, look at this monitor for me. We're gonna show you the finish. You want to talk us through a beautiful heel hook here?
Yeah, so I looked for a K-guard entry from the De La Riva guard and got him to turn and flee a little bit, so I was able to come up on top. And from there, I was looking for a leg drag. I saw the cross archery entry and got the inside heel hook.
We thought possibly in the commentary position there might have been a little bit of a pop there. Did you feel anything give?
No, I didn't feel the pop. I felt like he tapped on time.
So these Polaris belts are pretty handy things to have. They open up a lot of potential matchups. Is there anyone at heavyweight that you'd like the guys behind the scenes to perhaps try and bring out to face you?
Bring me the toughest guy you can find. I'll go against anybody. At heavyweight, I'm the best submission grappler in the world. Kynan, I'll break his leg. Craig, I'll take his back and strangle him. Felipe, I'll break his leg. It doesn't matter. Give me anybody. I'll beat any of them.
Decisive words from Kyle Baim. He is the Polaris heavyweight champion. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Kyle Baim. Ladies and gentlemen, we got about 10 minutes of ad break, and then we'll be back with the second half of Polaris Squads.
Kyle Baim is your heavyweight champion. Lovely entry from him, really just executed his game plan to a T. We've had some fantastic explanatory content coming your way at Polaris. We've got a nice little prologue video for you now just to give a last moment's rest to the teams. Go ahead and take a behind-the-scenes peek at Team UK and Ireland and Team USA from earlier on in the week before we head right back into the second half of Polaris Squads 3.
Yeah, so I'm down here in North Acton at Pure Jiu-Jitsu, run by Arya. Very gracious to host Bradley, Daniel and myself today for some rounds and interviews with yourself talking about Polaris Professional coming up. It's different, isn't it? I'm looking forward to a think there's going to be, if some of our guys do well and come off, I think it's really going to bring the group of guys together. I haven't done a lot of training with most people on teams, like the exception of a few. So I think it's going to build something pretty cool afterwards, having to go through that together. There's a lot of us from London, yeah. I mean, know Darragh very well. He always comes down and trains whenever he's in town. He's going to be a great captain, like just kind of commands respect, quality athlete. There's nothing much he hasn't done or experienced, so I think it's like cracking shout for captain of Team UK and Ireland. Just looking at the guys here we're training with today, you know, you've got Strauss, who's a good friend, and Bradley as well, beast, excellent rounds. I think the matchmakers have put together a really impressive team on both sides, and I think we might surprise some people.
Not like having it behind me. Not like what happened last time. You go behind someone and like look up here and then throw a leg over.
I don't like the crowd. I get scared. It really enhances the nerves. Like I'm not. I prefer tournament formats and like where there's a few matches going on, I can fade into the background and like build myself up into the day. There's a lot of pressure in fighting on these sort of shows, for me anyway. Other people may be different. I mean, I think Strauss kind of thrives in the environment, kind of fits his personality perfectly. But yeah, crowd, I mean, I love the crowd, but yeah, adds to the nerves a little bit.
Craig Jones was just on InfoWars. Yeah, he was on there like yesterday. Yeah. I want to watch it. Gabby Garcia impregnated him. I haven't watched it. Yeah.
I think we could. Home territory, crowd behind us. We've certainly got to go in thinking like that. And we've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, right? Team USA are expected to win and win well. And that's always a nice position to go into any match, isn't it? With nobody expecting anything of you.
You go a couple of grand and we make this tape go away. Yeah, I'm just going to make it go away.
I love the squat format, you know, every time there's like a team involved, like type tournament, like, you know, it gives you a little bit more of that connection, you know, saying with other people, and it makes you a little bit more motivated to be able to, you know, rise above, you know, saying you don't want to be the guy that gets tapped out or nothing like that. So it always makes you push a little bit harder, dig a little bit deeper, you know what I'm saying? I've been in a couple of these team style tournaments, and honestly, it only brings the best out of me. The team that we're going against, you know, saying the UK, Ireland team, they're a very good team. You know, saying a lot of people may not know them as much as other people's, but man, they have a really strong team. You know, saying I know their captain Darragh, I've gone against them and I've lost to him, so I'm definitely looking for redemption. You know, me being the team captain on this side and then him being the team captain on that side, it gives me a little bit more motivation to get in the gym and just work a little bit harder. You know, saying I want to make sure that it doesn't go to the judges. I want to make sure that I'm able to finish anybody that's across from me, especially as a team captain. And you know, I know that we have a very, very strong team as well. So I know that no matter who they throw, we're going to be ready for. And you know, I'm very excited. But like I said, man, we're not looking to have an easy time there. We know we're going to have a tough time out there, and we know that we have to be at our best to be able to win this match. Every time I've been to Polaris, it's been amazing, whether I was a spectator or whether I was a competitor. You know, saying Polaris knows how to put on an event, and they always have the best crowds, you know, saying the best vibes, the best environment, you know, saying great production. So this is going to be very exciting, man, and it's going to be a fun event. So you definitely don't want to miss it. Whether you're watching at home or watching live, make sure you tune in because we're going to bring that fire, and you know, can't wait to represent at Polaris.
Nobody wants to be the next power now. Shut up.
Always a big hit what you do. That's what you love, baby. You're happy, man. You worked hard. I know. You deserve that baby. Shit. You deserve that shit, baby.
My name is JQ. I'm a brown belt under Ross Nicholls. I'm the head coach of Elite Jiu-Jitsu, which is where we are today. And I'm preparing to fight on Polaris Squads next weekend.
Now that he's all nice and warm when I'm cold, he's going to bully me now. So mean he is. Look at him, look at him. The Greek boy, mate. He's mean. Okay, guys, let's go.
Yeah, it was pretty fun doing Polaris squads, you know. I've never competed as a team before, so it was pretty cool going in with a squad with you. Like, obviously, when you do a match, you're doing the match individually, but you have people around you supporting you, trying to cheer you on and kind of give you advice match side and kind of give you advice before and like, oh, if I get this guy, we got to do this. If you get this guy, we got to do this. So it's pretty cool having a team around you to compete with. Team USA is very, very, very good. They've got a lot of very, very dangerous guys on that team. There's a couple of guys I want to go against. You know, Roberto is my #1 guy because I feel like he's probably the best on that team, and I feel like my style goes well against his. And obviously, I want to go against Ronan again because at the Polaris Grand Prix trials, he submitted me in the finals, so I'd like to get that win back. I do definitely think it could play a part overall because more of the guys on my team be rusty from not competing as much as the Team USA. But again, it comes down to skill level as well. Like maybe we're a bit more rusty than they are, but we're good. So that plays a big part as well. Like you can be rusty, but then come on that day and then dominate everyone because maybe you've missed the competition scene for so long that you come on that day just so fired up. But then it could play against you where you haven't competed for so long and then you don't do too well. You know, me personally, where I haven't been competing as much recently, I've been a bit more nervous for competitions, which is a bit weird. But I still come in with fire. I still come in to submit everyone. You know, so I still think we definitely got a good chance. We haven't really talked about anything in terms of who's going to go against who. I think that'll be more of maybe the day before when we kind of see each other. Maybe the day of the competition will kind of decide that. But yeah, I think picking certain matches would make a big difference. Like picking a guy that we know could do well against one of those other guys. But again, anything can happen. This is jiu-jitsu, you know? You could think you match up well against somebody, but then they come and submit you. Like, anything can happen in jiu-jitsu. But, yeah, I'm happy to go against any of them, to be honest with you. Like, they're all going to get it.
Let's go, guys, next round. Hope the Americans are ready. I'm coming for them.
On the mats, we are constantly exposed to stress and strains. Injuries are commonplace to those who roll. One plant has a solution within it: cannabis sativa. CBD has been proven to effectively help reduce inflammation, joint pain, and muscle injury. Order now from greencuisinecbd.com.
Your body is your most powerful tool. Whether you're an MMA jiu-jitsu star, a pro athlete, or an office worker, you need to take care of it. With the help of Cerebra Nootropics, you can bring your body to the next level. Nootropics can power you up from the inside out by improving cellular metabolism, increasing blood flow to your muscles, and building a strong link between your brain and your nervous system. Hit harder, run faster, grow bigger, and focus for longer. Whatever you need done, rest assured there's a nootropic that will help. Cerebra Nootropics offers a range of supplements with different energy-boosting benefits that you will feel in both your body and mind. Order now on CerebraNootropics.com.
Welcome back to Polaris Squads 3, live and exclusive on UFC Fight Pass. Josh Palmer, Tom Barlow, Dan Hardy bringing you all the action here from Central Hall in Southampton. This is your current score at halftime. After 1 hour of non-stop grappling, Team USA leads Team UK and Ireland by 3-0. Let's go down to our MC, Mr. Bidet Johnson, who's going to bring the teams back out to the mat.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, first for Team USA, Nathan Orchard. And for Team UK and Ireland, Ross Nicholls.
Well, Nathan Orchard versus Ross Nicholls. This is an interesting bout, both lightweights, so 1 point on offer here. Nathan Orchard, we know he's not going to shy away from the leg game. And Ross Nicholls trying to entangle early, manages to hold on there, looking to follow up. Is he going to get on top? Is he going to stay there? That's the question. No, disengages, pulls straight back down to the guard.
Yeah, Nathan's just always moving, doing something, trying to upset the balance. It's quite unusual. You don't often see guys do that kind of movement. We saw it there when he was using the butterfly position, pushing, pulling, trying to create something.
Ross Nicholls trying to take that collar and tricep grip. They're going to lace that left foot.
It wouldn't get those 3 points back, but it'd certainly be a confidence booster for Ross to submit the person that's got the submission win over the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Orchard pulling away again. Nicholls trying to stay attached.
It's coming up on top again.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, sweeping is great, but you know, it doesn't score you the points, and if that's not where you want to be in the match, then... Oh, and that's a lovely pass.
Ross, straight over towards Mount as well.
Mount. Wow, look at this.
I mean, look, I feel bad for a moment, because we talk about Ross Nicholls' leg lock game, we forget how well-rounded he actually is. Fell into a little bit of a trap there, and it's Ross Nicholls with Mount and 3 minutes 30 to work here on Nathan Orchard. Can he create some back exposure?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things about no-gi jiu-jitsu. There's not a huge amount of submissions from the mount. There's not a lot that you can do, particularly if someone's just burying their arms like that.
Oh, and there he goes.
Excellent scramble there from
Yeah,
Nathan.
tried to chase the back, got a single hook.
And aside from maybe the arm triangle, you risk position constantly no matter what you're attacking.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way that Nathan was just holding his arms super tight, burying his back flat to the ground, it's going to be difficult to transition to anything from there.
Yeah, again, Nicholls on that right hip, playing this reverse De La Riva. Looking to rotate through underneath, trying to create some separation. You see him posting on the face.
I mean, it's only fair at this point. Nathan did exactly the same thing to him.
See if Colvin and Hugh have set the trend of headbutts. Approaching the halfway point of this 5-minute period. And that is a very strong post.
It's a very long post as well.
It is indeed, yeah. Nicholls done a good job of off-balancing Orchard, but he's having trouble staying tight on the leg as the position evolves, and that's a bit of a can opener from Orchard.
2 minutes, 2 minutes. Orchard's pace seems to have just dropped off a little bit since he was mounted.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's something to think about, isn't it? It's.
I mean, that pass from Ross, you know, was very fast, very fluid, and Nathan just didn't seem to have an answer to defend it.
Again, Nicholls looking to drag that arm across, tight overhook here. But again, he has to reach as Orchard disengages. Oh, jumping chin strap. You know, Nicholls was one of the competitors that almost everybody touted as being a real threat to almost every member of Team USA. And we haven't quite seen it just yet. He's had trouble staying attached to the legs. They, of course, know that and are planning for it. And Nicholls' game plan. But, you know, for Orchard to come and just take Nicholls out of the equation for the bulk of the second half, it is a very good strategic move for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into the final minute now.
Ross is really trying to get on those legs. it does seem like his game plan's not being so effective in any of his matches so far.
No, it hasn't. I mean, it's, you know, the mount was a fantastic position for him here. Let's see if he tries to pass again. There's only 35 seconds to work, so you really need to just throw yourself at something, and that, unfortunately, is not really Ross Nicholls' style.
No.
You know, he sets everything up. And there, as he moves forward again, he's going to body lock.
Yeah, again, really tight
weave.
body lock.
Only 17 seconds. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot with it here. Ten-second clacker coming in. Ross Nicholls, Nathan Orchard is going to go to a draw. Nicholls with the better position, but
good matchup.
Yeah, good match.
Yeah,
good stylistic matchup.
I wouldn't mind seeing those two guys return to the mat, face each other again.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little while for that to potentially happen. It is a draw. Take a look back at some of the replays. Talk us through, I think we're going to see that pass perhaps again.
Yeah, I mean, you see Ross trying to attack on this. This was that lovely pass, just super tight around the waist, and he slid through. And then as Nathan turned, he switched over to the mount. And then Nathan did the right thing, just hunkered down and didn't let him progress from that position.
Jed Hugh not even competing, but fired up.
He's sat in this position on the front row for a reason, because he's trying to get under their skin, I think.
Yeah, he's the mascot. Let's go ahead. Benayoun Johnson's going to introduce the next two fighters.
And now, welcome from Team USA, Nick Ronan. And from Team UK and Ireland, Ellis Younger.
So Nick Ronan, Ellis Younger. Now this is a very interesting match because these two you kind of think of as being somewhat similar in terms of stature and ability to scramble and play an open game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Ellis switching into that reverse De La Riva and looking to invert straight away.
Yeah, Younger looking to play this leg game. Of course, Nick Ronan's going to counter footlock here as he tries to set up a straight ankle lock grip. Jumps over.
Ellis is just so long.
Yeah, Nick Ronan's not exactly short of stature, though.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
Oh.
Excellent position here.
Looking to lace through, dig into the back of the knee. Touch of hands, back underway.
Nick Ronan just trying to throw those legs by.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about longer guard players. You know, they're a pain when you're in front of them, but if you manage to get around them, it's a little bit of an advantage.
True.
Ronan looking for a cagey counter to these entries. You see that C grip on the base of the foot there. Younger trying to elevate and spin all the way through, easily stepped out by Ronan.
I like the fact that Nick Ronan's considering his own ankle lock attacks from the top position as he's considering his pass as well. Is there a reason why some competitors don't do that?
It's more just a general familiarity and exposure. You know, you've got to be careful that if you feel safe. Oh, leg drag attempt.
Very nice, just stapling those hips to the ground and passing.
And he's going to earn a pass here. Yeah, if you feel safe and secure in your ability to defend leg locks, you're more likely to put time in your own counter attempts. And of course, you know, Nick Ronan has spent an awful lot of time at Renzo Gracie Academy training with Darragh Death Squad when they were based in New York. So his leg game is going to be very, very well advanced. And it's unlikely he's going to, at least initially, feel that threatened by what Ellis Younger is doing. Not to say that what Ellis Younger is doing can't submit Nick Ronan. Of course it can. But Ronan's just spent a lot of time in those positions.
Yeah. I suppose the ankle locks are, you know, different to arm bars in the way that, you know, if you're attacking an arm bar, you're not necessarily leaving yourself open, whereas if you're playing ankle locks, you're also offering the ankle lock as well.
Right, you can't really attack a foot lock without being concerned about hiding your own feet. You have to hide your own feet, otherwise you're always in an element of danger.
Yeah, Nick Ronan's really trying to slide that knee through, but couldn't get it on Ellis. And Ellis is now fired up, looks to be moving a lot faster.
Big wide knee cut from Ronan.
Ellis grabbing that leg almost up on the single.
Let's see if he looks to wrestle. Arm drag, goes searching.
If he wants to wrestle, he needs to circle back into the mat, though. Otherwise, he's just going to run him out of bounds.
Yeah, Mark Goddard stalking the edge of the mat, trying to keep these athletes safe.
Nice counter drag.
Yeah, immediately looking to work Darragh again. Deep ankle grip.
Ronan looks like he's trying to duck under that leg.
Reset in the center.
Yeah, just a minute and a half left in the second bout, or third bout, sorry, of this second half.
Ronan's sitting down on that foot again. Trying to...
Oh,
nice,
lovely arm drag.
there.
Yeah, well, both these guys are hitting arm drags on, and that's a back step into inside Sengaku for Nick Ronan. This would be 1 point if he can complete this submission. He's got that secondary leg tied up very decisively as well. Hand fighting is Ellis Younger.
Yeah, this is definitely the best position of the match so far in terms of submissions.
Yeah, I mean, it is deep, right up on the thigh. It's an interesting left-hand grip from Nick Ronan, trying to stop any kind of leg extraction from Ellis Younger by scooping underneath.
Yeah, he's searching for that bottom leg now. You can see him trying to go to that clover.
Yeah, we're going clover leaf here. He looks to bridge in, try and stretch Ellis Younger out.
I mean, it's a great option to try to utilize. Just the only fortune is you have to use the power of 2 legs.
Yeah, 30 seconds left here. Younger is fighting the grip for everything he's worth.
It doesn't look like his foot's actually in danger from that footlock. You can see it's fully extended.
Yeah, he's booting all the way through.
But now it looks like he's trying to search for that heel.
Yeah, he's got it. There's a bite at the heel.
10 seconds.
He's got some heel exposure. 10 seconds left. Ellis Younger fighting the hands for everything he's worth. Nick Ronan, can he get the bridge in? Bridging, driving, and Ellis Younger is going to see this one out. A moral victory for the Irishman. Nick Ronan really just getting the heel exposure at the end and going after it.
This is very close.
And he is frustrated with himself. He knows that was an opportunity. I think he wishes he had that extra 20 seconds or so on the clock.
Yeah, that was a deep, deep leg lock.
Let's take a look back at some of the highlights. I'm sure we'll get a look at that footlock at the end as well.
I love that overhead camera look.
Yeah, I mean, this is the leg drag from earlier in the match.
Yeah, a bit of wrestling going on in this match. It was nice. It was scrambly. Both guys had their chances. It was a very simple back step in the end.
Yeah, and then he just couldn't quite get the hips through and the pressure on that knee. Ellis did enough to defend it.
And next for Team USA, Adam Benayoun. And for Team UK and Ireland, Bradley Hill.
So this is another opportunity for Team USA to knock up 3 points. There's going to be one on offer for Brad Hill. He's in at 204.5 pounds. Adam Benayoun, 157.6.
It's quite a difference.
Benayoun looking to pull guard here. And now is about when we start talking about Team UK having to take some real substantial chances.
Bradley's trying to drive through for that knee slide. Yeah, I mean, we're only 10 minutes into this half, so it's quite a long way to go. Bradley's diving on that leg lock, using some of this wrestling he's been working.
Yeah, manages to clear
Very
it.
Nice.
Try and turn him over. Well extracted by Benayoun. I think he's going to come back to a seated guard pretty quick here. Maybe I should give him some credit for some wrestling.
Yeah, he's going to blast double for sure.
Well, there we go. Pulls guard, looks to go work on the outside. Again, we're seeing Darragh with the ankle grip rotate through.
Lovely counter by Bradley there. Waited for that turn and then dived on the hips.
Yeah, he's got a potential leg drag with this ankle lock grip, but Benayoun's going to invert again. Benayoun, of course, drew with Kieran Davern in that first round. Bradley Hill going up against Gio Martinez.
go by.
Yeah, earned the underhook. It's a big whizzer. Benayoun's going to drop in underneath for a leg entry.
Bradley countering it, trying to go towards
counter
the back.
the back. He's trying to drag the hips. Just not able to get high enough.
Benayoun sticking with it, trying to work in those legs again.
Bradley Hill has got a great bit of timing to his counter.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Anytime he sees those hips elevate, he's diving towards the hips and ducking under them.
Now the crowd trying to urge Brad Hill on. Still 2 minutes 37 seconds for the man from Birmingham to go to work here. What he can't do is give up 3 points. That really might be the end of it for Team UK and Ireland.
I guess it makes sense for the risk taking to be on the smaller competitors on the team, especially if they're against someone of a heavier weight class. I mean, Bradley's still playing this rather cautious, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we're still going to, you know, because we've got the mismatch in weight here, of course, we're probably going to see an inversion and an opportunity for one of the Team UK and Ireland lightweights to pull 3 back. So, you know, it keeps them firmly ensconced in the competition. Guard jump from Benayoun. Of course, Hill can't slam, and he
reverse triangle as
well. Yeah, he's going to go Kimura.
Has to be careful of this pull out.
Brad Hill is going to go, oh, I thought he might look for...
diving towards the legs as well. He's trying to stay attached to those legs here.
Yeah, he's looking to work
going
underneath.
To close guard, could come up towards mount.
Well, just about able to off-balance Benayoun, but look how quickly 50-50 athlete is diving straight back down to attack these guard passes.
Brad looks like he's trying to set up a footlock. He intentionally pulled that leg through.
Yeah, I mean, it's
maybe trying to go towards X guard, reverse X. Yeah,
there we go. Nice lovely entry from Bradley Hill. He's got inside position here. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to work. Controlling that secondary leg. Benayoun is currently grip fighting.
Brad needs to go here if he wants to do this.
Yeah, he's just got to go for it, try and open that leg up. He can't be too cagey about it.
He's looking for that exposure of the leg here. Benayoun's doing a great job of just changing that angle. Bradley's trying to roll through to maintain the connection.
I wonder if Hill is aware of how much time is left. He's still collecting that secondary leg again.
He just looked up towards the clock. Now he's turned it over towards the other side.
It is a deep, deep entry for Bradley Hill here.
He's trying to roll over to that hip so that he can get the attachment to the ankle.
Of course, you're going up against a man who trains almost every day with Ryan Hall, so expect the leg locks to be well versed. Brad Hill
on that foot lock.
Yeah, Benayoun not showing any sign of bother whatsoever.
Switching to that other leg now, to the primary leg, looking for the heel exposure as he rolls through.
He's only
doesn't quite have it. He's going to attach to it and then open up the knee, try and bridge in towards the knee line.
Yeah, he's only got 10 seconds, collects the leg again. Oh, and Benayoun is going to safely defend this entry, but it was a lovely passage of play from Bradley Hill.
Beautiful technique from Bradley, just such a great job.
His counter back takes on the leg entries were beautiful. So a draw there between Bradley Hill and Benayoun. Let's take a quick look at some of the highlights. A lot of action to look at.
He's very stoic, is Bradley. It's very difficult to recognize when he's going to change his pace and when he's waiting to set something up. Lovely armbar attack there. Great scrambling, though, by his opponent.
This is a beautiful entry. Actually let Benayoun pass so that he could set this up. Just couldn't quite create that heel exposure. Adam did a great job of just maintaining that angle and not letting him get to it.
Yeah, I honestly thought he'd given up that underhook and upper body control, and then, you know, the legs snaked through. Benayoun Johnson with the next 2 competitors.
And now for Team USA, Richie Martinez. And for Team UK and Ireland, Daniel Strauss.
Oh, Daniel Strauss versus Richie Martinez. Both these guys know each other very well. They've competed, I believe, on the same quintet together. And they're going to get some heavy collar ties up top. Big arm drag from Strauss. Boogie says no. I spoke to Strauss for a very brief few seconds at halftime. He was somewhat frustrated. He sort of admitted John Blank was not really the guy he wanted to fight. You know, a leg lock specialist. He knew that was going to make it a little bit of a tentative match. But getting stuck here in against the Team USA captain.
This is the kind of matchup that suits Dan Strauss because he does have an aggressive style and he does like to push forward. And Gio Martinez is quite happy to sit back and be reactive to his opponents. But you've got to constantly be on your guard because when Martinez decides he's attacking, he sets such a fast pace with it that you have to not only know what he's doing, but also be quick enough to react.
Strauss looking for double under stack there, trying to step laterally around.
There's definitely more urgency to Dan in this match than there has been his previous two.
Yeah, there has to be. I mean, he knows with the time on the clock, this is potentially the last chance he's going to get in the evening to make his mark. Try and claw 1 point back for Team UK and Ireland.
And it will be 1 big point as well if it was Richie Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's all on Richie Martinez. If we go to a draw on points somehow, then he's going to have to face Darragh O'Connell for the win. Strauss looking for a stack pass here.
So close.
A little bit loose on the turn. Martinez setting himself back in the middle of the map. We've got 3:20 left on the clock here.
Dan really trying to push the pace, forcing that guard retention work from Richie. Richie's doing a good job of just controlling the distance, though, not letting him get too close.
And when Richie gets a foot on Dan Strauss's hip, he seems a long way away.
Yeah.
Dan Strauss does.
He is a long way away.
Nice.
Oh, nice bit of leg weave. Yeah, just couldn't lock down a tight enough grip on the hip to stay past the legs. Only 2:40 left for either of these competitors to work here. Oh, big pass from Strauss.
Through.
Just completely shoved back to guard.
Trying it again, looking for those double unders and to stack.
Yeah, trying to stack him over. Gets by. You can't really go knee on belly in modern no-gi, though. It's just inviting the high leg or the escape. But it was good work from Strauss. He's just got to keep that kind of pace and dynamism going. You know, each pass will get deeper and deeper.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most like energized that I've seen Dan fight, I think, ever.
Yeah.
Very aggressive in what he's doing, you know,
fair comment.
Pushing the pace. Yeah.
I definitely think, as you said, there was some frustration. You know, the last 2 matchups he's had against the same individual that kind of nullifies Dan Strauss's best game. I think, you know, there's some energy trying to make up for that in this matchup here. But he is a naturally very aggressive individual. I mean, was it AJ Agazam he was shoving around?
Yeah, go back into the UFC Fight Pass archives. Check out Polaris 2 if you get a chance. That was a lot of fun. And Dan Strauss is by again.
So close, just couldn't quite stabilize.
Yeah, he can't quite complete each pass. He's finding the openings.
But Richie himself also isn't able to attack during any of this. He's just defending. Dan trying to step around, jumping through those positions.
Minute left now.
One to go. Couple of deep breaths from Dan Strauss.
I'll take a vault over the top from Dan Strauss. That will go quite nicely.
I mean, one might see a diving guillotine of some description.
It's exactly what I'm getting at. There we go. Tries to knee cut again. Can't stay attached.
Big deep breath from Richie there.
Yeah, I mean, he's having to work very hard to retain this guard. You know, he's being, you know, being tested in terms of that guard retention. That's a long step. Inside Sengaku.
For Dan, if he can get to that Kimura grip.
That's what he's looking for the upper body submissions. There was a brief moment he could have perhaps tried to get on the head there.
Yeah, I think he was just going the wrong way, but he's being pushed back rather than able to get forwards.
I mean, I think he's half hoping that when he gets by, Boogie will turn in and start trying to wrestle more head forward, and that's just not going to happen. He's going to stay back. He's going to use the arms as the frames, extend the head away, and there we go, sweeping now.
To get the sweep at the end.
That was
Dan
it, Strauss.
jumping on the arm. Oh,
10 seconds, and time just expires. Strauss ends with a sweep to a lovely attacking position, but he runs out of time. 80 minutes elapsed now, 40 left on the clock.
It's a shame we didn't see Dan do that earlier.
Can you believe we're only 2/3 of the way through this this event?
And now it's starting to really get interesting because now these guys are starting to feel some fatigue, some lactic acid in the muscles. They're familiar with a couple of opponents on the opposite team now.
Yeah, Strauss not able to secure that position, got past the hips quite a few times. Such a shame he didn't have another 30 seconds to work there.
Yeah, this was that sequence at the end, that sweep, and Dan immediately jumped on this.
That's a
clamp, and then
clean
yeah.
shoulder crunch Sumigashi, as much as you would like.
And now for Team USA, Gio Martinez.
Oh, Gio Martinez out, and he has got
And
Darragh
for
O'Connell.
Team UK and Ireland, Darragh O'Connell.
So again, this is lightweight versus lightweight. Co-captain of the American team, Gio Martinez. Of course, had a couple of matches against Bradley Hill earlier. Darragh O'Connell faced Nathan Orchard in his sole outing. All going to a draw.
Silently anticipating something wild happening in a moment.
Yeah, you can feel the tension.
Right? Gio's got like a ticking time bomb inside him, and if something doesn't happen for a while, he just throws himself at his opponent in some manner.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the mentality of the 35-second match carried through into the 5-minute period here.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's tough. It's easy for us to sit here and say you can't really do that against someone the likes of Darragh O'Connell, but let's see. O'Connell sitting to guard here. Martinez stepping inside. I think Martinez is borderline the lightest competitor in the entire roster for both teams.
I think he's by about 5 kilos.
Yeah,
right?
67.5 kilos, 148.8 pounds. Darragh O'Connell, 164 pounds. Well, the crowd here at Central Hall in Southampton glued to the exchanges here tonight. Josh Palmer, Tom Barlow, Dan Hardy in the booth for you. Thank you for joining us on UFC Fight Pass. And thank you to our sponsors, Made for Fighters, Jiu-Jitsu X, Green Cuisine, and Cerebra Nootropics.
Gio's trying to get that knee slide, and Darragh's just staying so tight.
Oh, interesting passing position for Martinez. He's got the leg staple and the leg up on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah, but Darragh's got that underhook here. It doesn't seem to be phased by it being stacked like this in the slightest.
No, very cagey position.
So in this circumstance, Gio's got to make sure that he's keeping control of the upper body so he's not elevated and his leg becomes exposed.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to keep the weight on that leg and not allow Darragh to keep going underneath.
Martinez on a guillotine here, and it looks like Darragh O'Connell's grimacing a little bit. He's trying to turn down, he's going... Well, let's see.
He's going towards that DAS position.
He's going to try and break the posture of his neck before he slides through to the grip.
Yeah, that's it. He's going to go three-quarter staff on the back of the neck here. Lever down, you see him folding. I mean, you know, options for Japanese neckties as well, of course. Yeah, you can really suck those hands in. I mean, the hand position looks as though he's trying to go for the posture break more than anything.
Yeah, Darragh looks pretty safe. He's got that arm around the hip. So it's going to be tough to get the actual choke from there.
Well, Martinez switching up again, going arm in guillotine here. Now he's trying to drive through, adjust the grip. O'Connell on the back foot defending here. And we have seen Darragh O'Connell in this position once tonight and previously on the squads events.
Yeah, I mean, Gio's doing a great job of just staying on that neck and using it to pass, trying to stabilize here.
Yeah, he's giving enough threat up top that the leg pummeling becomes easier for him. O'Connell looking to turn out here, wrestle his way back.
He's forced Darragh to turtle, which is not necessarily the best position for him. Gio's very good at taking the back.
Let's see, trying to take the back.
This is a weird choke position. And Darragh ends up on top.
Yeah, and immediately O'Connell's got to go to work here. He's only got 1 minute and 15 seconds. Tends to pass to his right-hand side.
See Gio pummeling those legs back inside.
O'Connell doesn't really have the time to waste here. They're going to throw the legs to the side. Martinez staying at range. Into the final 30 seconds. Starting to get to the stage again in this go-around where there are less options available for each team.
Darragh's now diving on a heel, though there's nothing there. He's got those legs crossed in a strange position.
And we're into the final 10 seconds. Well, that is actually time elapsed. Darragh, O'Connell, Gio Martinez is going to go to a draw. Take a quick look at the replays here from that one. 30 seconds on the clock. Martinez getting the best bite. Interesting choke, as you said there, Tom. Very strange position. And with every match that passes by, Team UK lose a little bit of time to pull back the score.
Yeah, I think we only have maybe 2 players on each side left to go. Is that right? We have Kieran,
Hunter Colvin still got to go.
Has Ben been this round yet?
Yeah, Benayoun Johnson with the announcements of the next competitors.
And now for Team USA, Hunter Colvin.
Hunter Colvin, he is going to come out.
And for Team UK and Ireland, Jed Hugh.
We get to see
we're going to run it back again.
This one should be fast and a little bit tense as well at times.
I think it's going to get very fired up.
This is just the next round of this match, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly the same position.
Hunter Colvin had Ellis Younger and Jed Hugh in his earlier matchups. Jed Hugh, of course, having Roberto Jimenez and Hunter Colvin.
You see him trying to drive through on that sweep.
Yeah, trying to connect the head in the middle, put a bend in the spine with that body lock. Colvin able to pummel back inside. And Jed Hugh talking to him already. Can't quite make out what he's saying, though.
Colvin going a lot slower pace than he did in the first match, it looks like.
I mean, we sort of hinted at this. Oh, and Jed Hugh on a heel hook.
Looking for that heel as well. And
that looks pretty good.
I think the knee line is still trapped. Jed Hugh trying to secure Bridget.
On the heel. Oh, quite get it.
Good work from Hunter Colvin.
With a sniff at 3 points there for Team UK and Ireland.
Of course, this is a 3-point potential matchup. If Jed Hugh can... I mean, it's so interesting, isn't it? Because if he does pull off the submission instantly, everything comes back into play. These 3-point swings are so substantial. It does mean that Hunter Colvin can perhaps be a little bit cagier, though, protect that lead a little bit.
Hunter locking into that body lock. Jed going in that violin armbar to upset the balance.
Yeah, trying to get a bite on the shoulder. Not able to, though. 3 minutes left for these guys to work. Yeah, unfortunately for Jed Hugh in that entanglement, it looked like it was a more traditional kind of outside leg entanglement that didn't really have the hip all that secured. Colvin looking at the neck briefly. You know, I mean, let's be realistic. Outside of wanting to be entertaining, Hunter Colvin doesn't particularly have to take the chances here.
No, I mean, like I say, he's going a lot slower in this match. And it is on Jed to do the work. Great defense from Jed there. That was a tight body lock, and he just stayed shelled up.
Hugh is talking to the crowd, and I think talking to Team USA. I know it's gamesmanship, but at a certain point, he's just got to get going here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jed's currently grappling with Hunter Colvin and having a verbal sparring match with Gio Martinez.
Colvin dives over the top, he's on the neck, he's got the chin strap.
I think Jed's trying to goad him into coming down and engaging. I feel like I'd like to see a bit more urgency from Team UK, in all honesty. They're going a little bit slow, and they are down by 3 points.
I think it's at this point, I mean, there really aren't many potential matchups left where they can pull back the deficit that substantially, you know, and judging by how we've seen submissions tonight, the chance of 3 submissions coming off, very, very difficult versus the one that Jed Hugh would need here.
Yeah. You know, next up we have, I believe it's going to be Kieran Davern and Roberto Jimenez.
Yeah, that's...
I think that's the only 2 that haven't gone in this round now.
Davern is obviously going to be fired up because he's, you know, responsible for dropping that sole submission on Team UK and Ireland. Down into the final minute, Colvin starting to pick the pace up here. Colvin glances up at the big scoreboard here in the auditorium. Good bite for Jed Hugh.
He's on that arm again. This was tight in the first match.
Yes, he
so
is.
Close.
Oh, just stripped out. So hard, no gi to make that one stick.
Jed really doing a good job of holding his own, you know, in the physical department as well. He doesn't look to be undersized in this matchup against Colvin.
No, he really doesn't, actually. It's a very good point. Hunter Colvin is smaller in the 95 kilo bracket, but he is still, you know, a whole chunk heavier than Jed Hugh.
Nice.
Rolling back, take attempt.
Jed's on the legs.
Kieran on the legs. Oh, and he gets to the inside position just as time expires.
Jed seems like the kind of guy that if you grapple with him for long enough, he'll eventually catch him with something. He'll figure your game out.
He'll eat away and eat away. And unfortunately, these are only 5-minute periods. It is a draw between Jed Hugh and Hunter Colvin. Replays coming up. We've got a half hour left on the clock here.
This is that initial...
Yeah, this was deep.
Quite tight, in all honesty.
It really did.
Certainly had Colvin worried. And then this frantic scramble at the end of the match. Colvin diving on the hips, Jed trying to entangle the legs.
And just couldn't quite secure all the way through. Lovely slow motion shot there of a flying Hunter Colvin.
Plenty of highlights for Squads 4.
Indeed, RMC with the next 2 fighters.
And now for Team USA, Roberto Jimenez. And for Team UK and Ireland, Kieran Davern.
Right, so Kieran Davern, the Irishman, with a chance at redemption here to at least pull 1 point back. Rolling Imanari attempt straight off the bat. Jimenez, he can afford to kind of just throw caution to the wind here.
Kieran Davern almost getting that sweep.
Oh, he does.
And on the neck. Oh, can't quite get it.
Immediately Jimenez back in.
I mean, this is what we need to see from the Team UK, right? They need to put the pressure and not respect these guys so much.
Yeah, this is the type of pace that Kieran Davern has to have.
And this is the type of pace that shows that Kieran Davern is fighting at a deficit because he's already given those points up. He wants a point back.
Yeah,
I think maybe as the time ticks on a bit, we're going to see more of Team UK and Ireland fight.
Oh, beautiful sweep. Secured both arms, taking Jimenez over, forcing Jimenez to work from bottom position. Jimenez inverts through, immediately sweeps back. It was a great sweep from Davern, but not really able to use it for much.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Kieran keeps this pace.
Yeah, and to be honest, professional grapplers, a 5-minute pace, you should be able to really cut loose for 5 minutes. Davern looking to try and drag the arms in. Jimenez diving in for the pass again.
Jimenez is really trying to work this pass. The nice thing about Jimenez, he's not throwing, like, not 100% effort into every technique that he's doing. You know, he's chaining them together very, very well. And if it's not there, he just moves on to the next thing. Oh,
Jimenez
transition.
easily moves by. He's got north-south here. Where's he going to go with that is the question. And a lot of time to work.
Yeah, I mean, Kieran needs to be patient here. He's not in any imminent danger. Just needs to avoid giving up his back in this position. You can see Jimenez trying to get to those legs.
Yeah, Jimenez is going to roll, trying to drag the hip.
Nice transition from Kieran, scrambling free.
It's a triangle. Stacked by Jimenez.
Almost gives up the pass again.
Yeah, back in the guard. I mean, this is one thing we said about Jimenez at the start, right? He will give stuff up in going for stuff himself.
Yeah.
It's just his mentality and his style. It's what makes the